Yes, I'm so excited today.
Yeah, me too. I'm so excited. Yoftahe alarmen argeno የተነሳሁት እና I even tried to, but like I did share your stuff on IG, Facebook ላይ ምናምን share አድርግሻለሁ.
See, you're going to be famous.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So beautiful.
በጣም ከሚገባ በላይ
እንኳን ደህና መጣችሁ። እንግዲህ ዛሬ የእውቀት ጉርሻ ለየት ያለ ባይስ ሆናለሁ። የጓደኛዬ ልጅ ነች። አሜዚንግ አርቲስት ነች እና በአማርኛ የምትዘፍነው አለ ጃዝ ላይ ነው የምታተኩረው and then also በጣሊያንኛም በእንግሊዘኛም ሌላ ደግሞ ምን ስፓኒሽ ትችላለሽ? ፖርቹጊዝ እና አሜዚንግ ቮይስ አላት። ትንሽ ክሊፕ አድርገን ቅድም አስቀምነሳችኋል እና አብረን የምናመሽበት የሷን ታሪክ ለልጆቻችን ደግሞ ብዙ ጊዜ በግድ ፕላን እናወጣላቸዋለን። ምንድነው ዶክተር ካልሆኑ ወይ ኢንጂነር ካልሆኑ ብለን እናስባለንና አርት ዓለም ውስጥ ሲገቡ በምንም ተአምር ያንን እድሉን አንሰጣቸው። ግን ማርቲ ቤተሰቦቿ ደግፈዋት እዚህ ደርሳለች። አማርኛ ስታወራ ያው ትንሽ ስለሆነ በእንግሊዘኛ ነው ኢንተርቪውን የዛሬ ኢንተርቪው ትንሽ ለየት አድርገን የምናረገው እና ግን በአማርኛ ሰላም ትያቸዋለሽ። እዚህ ያላችሁ እስኪ ታፕታፕ አድርጋችሁ አንዴ ተንከም እያስገባ ነው። ሁሌ እንደምንጀምረው እንግዲህ በመረቃ ስምረትዬ ድምጿ ስለደከመ ሄሉዬ ሁሌ እንደምታረግልን እንግዲህ እሷ አድርገን ሞዴሬተሮች አሉ። ፀሐይ ያለች፣ ጽጌረዳ አለች and then ስምረትም አለች። የማርቲ አካውንት ከብታለች ከላይ እንደምታዩት ብዙ ፎሎወርስ ላይ ላት ነው በአንድ ቦታ ተቀምጠን ያደረግነው። እሷንም ፎሎ ያደረጋችሁ ያላችሁት በሙሉ እንድትተባበሩን ስራዋንም ስፖቲፋይ ላይ ስፔሻሊ ያሉትን ስራዎችን ደግሞ ፖስት አድርጌላችኋለሁ። እሱንም በመከታተል ቪዲዮቿን የፈርስት አልበሟን ትንሽ ታሪኳን ካመጣጧ የት እንደሄደች በሙሉ ያወራን የምንሄድበት ነው። እንግዲህ ሄሉዬ ወደ አንቺ ልምጣና ስምረትዬ ድምጽሽን ፕሮቴክት እናደርግልሻለን እና ሞዴሬተሮቹ ወደ በኋላ ላይ ነው ሰው የምናስገባው የሷን ታሪክ አንዴ ከተጫወትን በኋላ ማለት ነውና then we'll take it from there. So ሄሉዬ አንዴ እስኪ እዚህ ያላችሁ እንደምን ብላችሁ ሁላችሁም ያላችሁ ታፕታፕ አድርጋችሁ go ahead Shivi.
Okay, I don't know እንግዲህ ድምጽ የሚሰማችሁ እንደሆነ ዋይፋይ ትንሽ ችግር አለው። ትልቅ ስቶርም አለ እዚህ አሁን ሰው ከተሰማችሁ ቀጥላለሁ ካለዛ ደግሞ ያው ስምዬ ትቀበለኛለች። አሁን ይሰማል so far?
Perfect, clearly perfect, yeah.
Okay. Good, okay. በቅድሚያ ሁላችሁም እንኳን ደህና መጣችሁ። ለዛሬ ቀን እግዚአብሔር በሰላም ለሰበሰበን አምላክ ክብር ምስጋና ይድረሰው። በመጨመር እንግዲህ ሁሉንም የጀመርነውን አጀማመራችን ሁሉ እግዚአብሔር ይርዳን። ቀናችንን ለዚህ ሰዓት ላበቃን አምላክ ለሊታችን ለነጋልንም እንኳን በሰላም እግዚአብሔር አነጋልን። ለመሸብንም ደግሞ ምሽታችን የተከበረ የተቀደሰ በእግዚአብሔር መንፈስ የተሞላ እንዲሆን እመኛለሁ በቅድሚያ። በመቀጠልም እንግዲህ ቀናችሁ የተባረከ የተቀደሰ ይሆንላችሁ። ለነጋላችሁ በመንገዳችሁ ሁሉ እግዚአብሔር ይቅደምላችሁ። ባካሄዳችሁ፣ ባስተሳሰባችሁ፣ ባነጋገራችሁ፣ በመንፈሳችሁ ሁሉ እግዚአብሔር ይግባበት። የተጎዳችሁት በትጉዳችሁ እግዚአብሔር ይድረስላችሁ። የታመማችሁ በህመማችሁ እግዚአብሔር ይፈውሳችሁ። ያዘናችሁ በሐዘናችሁ እግዚአብሔር መጽናናት ይስጣችሁ። ባካሄዳችሁ ሁሉ የፈጣሪን ስም ለማስቀደም እግዚአብሔር ባንደበታችሁ ይቅደምላችሁ። በመስጠት እንድንጀምር ቀናችንን በመስጠት እንድንጨርስ እግዚአብሔር ይርዳን። በያለንበት ሁሉ የእግዚአብሔር አብ ጸጋ፣ የእግዚአብሔር ወልድ ቸርነት፣ የእግዚአብሔር መንፈስ ቅዱስ አንድነት ከሁላችን ጋር ይሁን። አሜን። ወዳችኋለሁ። እንግዲህ አንተም ሰው ከመጣብህ ኤኒ ታይም ማውራት ትችላለህ። እሺ Thank you. I can't wait to hear you.
Thank you. Beautiful. በጣም እናመሰግናለን።
Thank you ሄዱዬ። ለኛም የመረቅሽንን በሙሉ እግዚአብሔር አንቺንም ቤትሽንም በሙሉ ይባርክልሽ። ሁሌ እንደምታውቁት እንግዲህ በመረቃ ጀምረን በመረቃ የምንጨርስበት ምክንያት ሰላምን ፍቅርን ካበዛን እርስ በርሳችን መከባበር የምናበዛበትን ፍቅር ጎሏል ስንል ብዙ ፍቅር የሚሰጡ ፍቅር የሚፈልጉ የሚከባበሩ ሰዎች እንዳሉ ለማሳየት ነው። ቲክቶክን እንወርሰዋለን ብለናል። አሁን ደግሞ ልጆቻችንን አመተን እንግዲህ በዛም ደግሞ የምንወርስበት መንገድ ነው። ጥሩ ነገር ለልጆቻችንን ካሳየናቸው ቲክቶክ ለመጥፎነት ብቻ ሳይሆን በጥሩ መንገድ መስራት የሚቻልበት እና ኢንካሬጅ የምናደርጋችሁ ሰዓት ነው እና እንግዲህ ታፕ እያደረጋችሁ እንግዲህ 10K ስርዓቱ ታስገቡታላችሁ ብዬ አስባለሁ። የዛሬውን ኢንተርቪው በአብዛኛው ምንድን ነው የሚባለው በእንግሊዝኛ ነው የምናደርገው። ሶ ከመጀመራችን በፊት ወደ ማርታ ጋር 10K አስገቡልን እንዳይቆራረጥ ቮይሱ ትንሽ ራቅ ብዬ ነው ያለሁት። ዩዥዋሊ ግን በደንብ የሚሰማ ከሆነ እያንዳንዳችሁ ከስር አንድ ቁጥርን ከጻፋችሁልኝ then I know ድምጼም ጥሩ እንደሆነ ከላም ያላችሁት ጽጌረዳም ሩዚዬም ሄሉም ፀሐዬም tell me ጥሩ የሚሰማ ከሆነ ኦኬ ጥሩ
Absolutely perfect. We can hear you very good, Yoftahe.
Okay. ስለዚህ ከላይ ያላችሁት ሰላም እንድትሉ ፀሐዬ ከፍተሻል ኦልሬዲ ሰላም በያቸውና አንቺ ከዛ ወደ ሮዝ እንሄዳለን። ሱበትዬ ከቻልሽ ሰላም ብለን thank you ታታም እንግዲህ ፀሐዬ ሰላም በያቸው እንግዲህ take it over.
Salam everyone. እንኳን ደህና መጣችሁ. Thank you. Actually today I'm not going to say much. Again, what I want to ask Marty, if she have an IG or anything, just she can DM me. I'm going to try to share it as much as I can. Or if she have any clip of like, interview clip or whatever you do, you guys can send me clip. Until tag sound, send me clips so I can rotate it and post it on my page for her, just to support her.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, my dear. I can't wait. Okay.
IG line, same thing now. Martha Deribe ነው ስሟ. Interview, this is her first interview.
Yes.
ስለዚህ ገና more to come.
Another thing, I'm sorry, Yoftahe, it will help her if she. I was checking her account today, TikTok live. If she follows back people, that will help her to gain a lot of followers.
Follow everyone.
Yeah. Follow back people that not only people that follows you. If you see something related to your account, follow. That will help you to gain more followers. See she? All right. Thank you.
Yeah. She's learning. She's coming. So we'll all the tools. Tsahaye is like an amazing. She has a cook, chef, and she lives in Sweden.
Oh, the one you showed me.
Yeah, the one
I saw your page.
Yeah, that's her. A good friend with a good heart. And she's close to you.
Yeah, I will come one day.
There you go.
Italy is very near, so.
Anytime. Actually, it's one of the places I want to come and do a lot of research about food. So thank you so much, Marty. I appreciate that. Thanks.
Thank you. ሮዚዬ ሰላም በያቸው።
ሰላም እንዴት አመሻችሁ? ፀሐዬ ስምሪዬ ሄሉ ማርቲዬ welcome to የእውቀት ግብሻ. We're so happy to have you here. እና can't wait ዛሬ ያንቺን ድምጽ ለመስማት እና ታይምሽን አልወስድም. Thank you በጣም ስለመጣሽ.
Thank you ሮዚ። ስምረትዬ አይነው ድምጽ ተዘግቷል ብለሻል፣ ግን ማንኛውም ሰዓት ላይ ሰላም ለማለት ከፈለግሽ go ahead. Okay, ስትቺ ብቻ እንትላለን 7.3K 10K በደንብ አስገቡልንና በደንብ አድርገን ጨዋታችንን ሳንቆራረጥ እንድንጀምር ነው። እዚህ ያላችሁት እንግዲህ እኔንና ማርቲን ግንባራችንን ብትሉን ባንዴ 10K ታስገቡታላችሁ። ቆንጆ ጊዜ ነው የምናሳልፈው። እኔም ለራሴ በጣም ኤክሳይትድ ሆኜ አንዳንድ ታሪኳን ባቀውም ሞር ይሄንን ፉል ኢንተርቪው ከእናንተ ጋር ብሬ ኤክሳይትድ ሆኜ በደንብ የማዳመጥበት ሰዓት ነው። አዲስዬም ትታየኛለሽ። not sure ሃኒ ካለች እሷንም ሰላም እንላታለን መግባት ከቻለች ሰላም ካለችን ሃኒዬም if you're around make sure to send a request to come in and ሃኒዬ ከሌለች አዲስዬ ንገሪያትና ሰላም አለች okay አዲስዬ ደግሞ that's the one you talk to her
Yes.
and then ሃኒም ካለች ሰላም በይን መሀል ላይ ገብተሽ ሰላም ማለት ከፈለግሽም come to the stage we'll be very happy to have you ጥሩ አካውንትሽን በደንብ ሃና ከሆነ I'm not sure. So she has an amazing voice or person there.
She can write one so we can let her in.
Yes, if she's there. I'll let you እናቷም አለች እነሱም amazing የሷንም ደግሞ ሃና ግን በሃና ስም ይሁን በሌላ ስም I'm not sure እና ሃኒዬ ካለሽ ሰላም በይ so that I will know what account that you have.
Or she can send a request, we can let her in.
Yes. እኔ on and off ስለማላረግ
Yeah, that's fine. We can just Oh, you let her in? Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Annie.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
So good to have you here. Haninim betam follow argot. አሜዚንግ ቮይስ ያላት ልጅ ነች። እሷም ደግሞ I cannot wait አንድ ቀን my dream ብያቸዋለሁ። ሁለቱ ኮላቦሬት አድርገው ሲሰሩ ልጆቻችንን በጣም በማውጣት ለየት ባለ መንገድ የሚሰሩ ናቸውና ሀኒን ደግሞ ሌላ ቀን እንግዲህ እንደምንም ብለን እናመጣታለን ብዬ አስባለሁ። ሀኒዬ ባንቺ ትንሽ ራስሽን አስተዋውቂያቸውና ዛሬ we'll focus on Marty ከዛ ግን we'll talk እና you'll be the highlight ደግሞ አንድ ቀን ደግሞ አንቺንም
Okay, a little about me. I am a classical singer. I love to sing opera. I finished my master's in music at Carnegie Mellon in the spring of 2024, and now I teach voice, private voice lessons, and I'm pursuing opera.
She's here, even though we do not prepare her. መሀል ላይ የሆነ ነገር አቀምሳችኋለሁ ካልሽና if you feel it, just let us know. But today, all of you right here, please follow Marta's account, Hani's account, and then you're going to learn more about it. And our kids are doing something different that we are not used to, that we haven't done growing up. So just want to make sure that to bring them out and give them the wing and support them when they are doing something completely different than my generation growing up that we haven't done. So they both have amazing parents. They supported them to be free to be able to do what they want to do. And we have to learn from their parents. And then we have to learn when we hear and we see these kids are shining so that we can support them. So my goal is going to be hopefully Marty and Hani to collaborate and come up with something original. And then we'll be able to see them on stage, have bigger stage so that they can be the voice for other kids to be.
ይቅርታ you can follow her at its private page ነው ይላል የማን ነው
Okay.
Yeah.
Hani, በቃ whenever you can make it.
I couldn't find her. I was looking for her. I couldn't find her.
Okay, maybe she will make it next time. You will make it more public so that people can follow you if you want to. I'm not sure about that, but it's up to you. So that they can follow you and then have more followers and then not only
I mean, it's good to create like a private account and a separate account for your professional intent so it doesn't get mixed. If that's what you want, privacy that's fine. She can open and come up with a new account. We can support her.
Correct.
Yeah.
We have a really amazing community here. So that's what we will do. So let's get started. So today it's a special day for me. And not only because I like የእዉቀት ጉርሻ or artist or poetry, but especially also having the honor to have Marty at home. And for the first time in America.
Yes.
And her dad, actually her uncle was my classmate. And her dad and I and her classmate grew up together. We were in lycée in Ethiopia. And then seeing her come into, she'll tell us what she's up to when she came to Boston. But having her around and hearing her voice, all of that, and then they grew up. We've been seeing them grow up from childhood. And now that they are doing their own amazing things. So it's a special day for me to learn, to encourage, and to bring her out to the world also at the same time with what she has done. So, Marty,
Yes.
so happy to have you here.
Happy to have you here and happy to join this wonderful community tonight. So, really happy.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about you. Where were you born? A little bit, take us to your childhood.
Okay, so I was born in Rome, Italy, and I basically grew up in Italy until we used to do, me and my sister Ida, we used to switch to Africa every summer since I was 4 years old. So every year we used to do from September till June our school year in Rome, and then we used to spend our summer in Africa between Zimbabwe and Ethiopia at our grandparents' place. At my house, in my home, there's always been music because my dad, especially him, but also my mom, they always loved music. And actually my mom wanted to be a singer. So yeah, I'm basically following her dream. So I'm making her dream come true.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, it's childhood. So, when was the first time? I mean, I know we all do a little bit of singing when we were children, but do you remember what you loved singing when you were a child?
Yeah, I used to sing a lot of like, you know, the songs that you play for kids. And I used to sing what's it? Battisti. Battisti is an Italian singer, and I used to sing a lot of his songs because I used to sleep with the radio on, and that was basically what was going around when I was 4. And I used to listen a lot of his music. Then I used to listen to a lot of instrumental Ethiopian jazz. So yeah.
Okay, so that's how it grew up.
Yeah, so that's how I started singing. And then when I was 10, I started taking vocal lessons, and I never stopped. Yeah, I'm going to graduate and get my vocal jazz degree in summer of next year. And who knows, maybe I'll continue studying here.
Never know.
Yeah.
You like America so far?
Yes, I've been loving Boston, and I hoped that I didn't like it too much, so then I would have to go back. I would miss it, but I'm already sad that I'm going to be leaving next week, so yeah.
What has been your favorite time so far?
I've been loving spending time with you and Ran. That is Ran Blake, the musician I came here to work with, and he's a good pianist, and now I can say he's a friend of mine. And
he is.
I have been loving the time with him. He's just so wise and sweet, and just listening to him brings me joy and a lot of, you know, nourishment.
Yeah, definitely. Ron Blake is he's a person a pianist, 89 years old, with full spirit. He's as young as 25. Meeting him, talking to him, has been really inspiring.
Yeah.
But an amazing artist. We'll share his place too. And if we get a chance, hopefully next week we'll do another interview with him and with Marty at his house, or
yes,
we'll take this out.
I love that.
Okay. So when was the first time you said, I can do this? I'm a singer, or this is what I want to be?
This is actually related a lot to Ran Blake. So I'm really, really, really deeply grateful to him, because when I left I actually finished high school, and when I finished high school and I got my diploma, that's how we called it in Italy. That is basically the piece of paper that lets you in to go to university. Without that, you can't be accepted there. So I basically finished high school to continue studying because I wanted to study music. But during the first year of my vocal jazz university course, I had a little crisis. That was the first big crisis that I had, and thankfully after that I didn't have any more. But that was the first time that I actually thought to myself, why, does it really make sense for me to follow this road? Am I ever going to be successful? Not money wisely, but, just as a person, as a human being. Am I ever going to be successful? Am I ever not going to feel the pressure of, just being, thinking myself as someone that is only accomplished, if it's being heard. So that was the first time I had this crisis. And when I discovered more about Ran's music and his first, album with Jean Lee, which has been my, I can say my other mother from somewhere else. When I listened to the newest sound around, and that's their first record, that's when it hit me so deeply that I knew that I was following the right path. And so to be here in Boston and just being able to spend time with Ran, even though he's 89, even though he's, you know, he needs more time to just for himself, he's always been so kind and open and very, you know, very thoughtful for me just to be here from Rome. He's so welcoming, and I'm just really happy to be working with such an inspiration. Unfortunately, Jean Lee, or Jean Lee, I think it's the right pronunciation in English, she isn't here with us anymore. She left, I think in 2008 or 2010. So I didn't know her by then because I was like really small.
You're a child.
I was a child. I didn't listen to that avant-garde jazz, but you know, he's been telling me a lot about her, and I'll do my final thesis on their work. And so I'm also gathering information by just listening to him and telling me about their work together and how they used to work and what were the plans and everything, you know. So I'll do an essay that will be out next year about this whole journey and how much it has inspired me, and hopefully I can inspire other vocalists, other jazz singers and jazz musicians to just be, you know, to find their own voice, because that's what it is all about, you know, to just find your own voice.
That's good.
Yeah.
I love that, the way you're describing it. Do you guys hear us well? Because we're a little bit too far from the phone. I want to make sure that we do sound check here and there, if we have to increase our voice or not.
Yeah.
If one of you can tell us, you can hear her when she speaks well, or she needs to raise her voice a little bit better. Are we good?
You guys are doing great, actually. If there's anything, we'll let you know.
Okay,
thank you so much.
Sure.
Yeah.
So let's do a little bit of a taste instead of asking more questions.
Okay.
Give us something.
I'll sing some jazz standards, and I think the first one I want to sing is called Yesterdays.
Okay, so just projected
Yes.
to the phone.
So I'll just be a bit near.
Yes.
Yesterdays, yesterdays, days I knew as happy, sweet, sequestered days, olden days, golden days, days of mad romance and love. Then gay youth was mine, and truth was mine. Joyous, free, and flaming life, then sooth was mine. Sad am I, glad am I, for today I'm dreaming of yesterdays.
Wow.
This is the first time I sing in a live, you know, so I hope everything is good with the audio and everything, you know.
There's so many. So how did she sound?
You did great.
Everyone.
You did great. You did an amazing job.
Thank
You have a beautiful voice.
Thank you so much.
Betam amazing.
Very inspiring. So what is the song about?
This song is about, you know, just being so nostalgic. It's one of the first jazz standards I studied, and it's about being nostalgic about yesterdays. That's what the title is, and just being reminiscing of youth, even though I'm still young. So I imagine when I sing this song that who wrote it, the lyrics especially, was just being nostalgic and remembering the old days where, you know, you were happy and in the sun without thoughts for the future, just, you know, living the present. And that's what I'll try to do. And I'm trying to do is just, you know, be present here and always. So, yeah.
I like that. For those who are just joining, we're doing today an interview የእውቀት ጉርሻ በእንግሊዝኛ ሁሌ እንደምታውቁት የእውቀት ጉርሻ በሳምንቱ የምናደርገው ጸሐፊዎችን ገጣሚዎችን አርቲስቶችን በማምጣት ዕውቀትን በምግብ ብቻ ሳይሆን በግጥምም እንድንተላለፍ እርስ በርሳችን እንድንተዋወቅ ዛሬ ደግሞ ማርታ ደርቤ የጓደኛዬ ልጅ የ24 ዓመት ልጅ ነች እና የእሷን አርት ደግሞ በስርዓቱ ይዘን መተን ከኛ ህብረተሰብ ጋር በደንብ የምናስተዋወቅበት ሰዓት ነውና ማርታ ደርቤ ትባላለች so we're doing her interview in English አማርኛ በደንብ ትሰማለች ግን ስታወራ ግን እንግሊዘኛ ሞር ስለሚቀላት ነው መሃል ላይ እንግዲህ እስኪ በአማርኛም እስኪ ሰላም ባያቸው በአማርኛ
ሰላም ናችሁ I'm really happy to be here and also I'm doing it in English because it's a bit easier for all the Italians and Europe the community in Europe that follows my work since it's my first interview I wanted to be open to them and include everyone
say what you just said in Italian too
sto facendo questa live per la prima volta, questa intervista live per la prima volta in inglese perché così possiamo includere tutti quanti, anche non solo gli italiani ma anche tutte le persone che ci seguono dall'Europa e quindi mi dispiace che non parliamo amarigna, but eventually English, I hope will be understandable by everyone, and then maybe one day we can if I'll do a concert in Ethiopia, then we'll do it in Amharic. Yeah.
Do you want to say it also in French?
No, thank you.
And in Portuguese, we'll include that.
Yeah.
Okay. So why jazz?
I don't really, if I think of, choosing things, and it's like music has always chosen me. So I wouldn't say that I really chose jazz because I was actually brought up by my father listening to a lot of Ethiopian jazz. So eventually when I started singing lessons with my teacher who I really love and I'm still in contact with, her name is Marta Neri, like me, Marta, but without an H in her name. With her, I started gaining more knowledge about the history of jazz and the tradition of jazz, and that's when I was it was more clear to me that was the music genre that resembled me the most. So that's how I decided to not study pop in music school but jazz because this is what resonates with me more and I feel like I am at home basically when I listen to jazz, and it doesn't have to be the traditional jazz. I especially love when it's contaminated, and that's what I would like to do in my next work, to fuse jazz and is fuse a word? Yeah. To fuse jazz and Ethiopian jazz, so American jazz and Ethiopian jazz and European jazz together, harmonically, melodically, and with musicians that play, for example, I would like to have someone that plays kar and maybe a pianist from somewhere like Italy, and then a double bass player from somewhere else, just to combine all these elements as much as possible and create something that I still haven't heard.
That's good. Something original that you've been doing. So you really focus on the originality of it.
Yes.
And I'm glad you grew up with the jazz. So who inspires you? I know you talked about Ron Blake.
Yes.
Anybody that inspires you with their music from the Ethiopian side?
I would say Mulatu Statke, Talaun Gassasa.
Okay.
And who else? I used to listen to a lot of Zaritu when I was small.
Zaritu.
A lot. Like when I was 9 years old, especially I remember when I was 9, I used to sing every night, basically for like a long time, just all of her songs, one after the other. And
Mahamud, you've been listening to that?
Yeah, we've been listening to that in our car rides. Yeah, Mahmoud, yeah. So these are the ones. And also, I also like Teddy Afro. Yeah.
Teddy Afro, that's right. Yeah. So what does it take? What is the hardest thing? Training your voice or learning how to become vocalist, singer? What is the hardest thing? What is the process?
Okay, so for me, the hardest thing has always been to be consistent in training, not just with the voice, but with the piano, for example, and just with the studying. I've always been more keen to not study what I was supposed to study, but study what I liked. So I still go to class because I got 1 year left. So I used to go to class, then I go to class, then I follow the lessons. And then when I go home, I study a little bit of what I'm supposed to do. And then I just switch because I don't know, I have ADHD probably, but I'm just more keen to study what I'm not supposed to study. So I've always liked to put myself in front of things that were a bit, further for my comprehension and just try to understand them. I usually get very bored when I understand something and I have to repeat it for a long time. So yeah, I'm not a good student, but I don't really care about, the academic world when it comes to assignments and stuff, unless I'm really prone to learning in that subject. Then I'll just give not even 100%, even more. For example, last year I followed a class and I was always, so inspired by it that I arranged a lot of pieces that are now in my repertoire. So yeah, so I think for me the hardest thing as a vocalist, is being consistent. As a singer, and so not as a student, as a singer, it might be probably the first thing that comes to my mind is the pressure of what people expect from a singer on a stage. For example, they expect you to entertain the audience and not just to be there as a musician. And most of them, especially in the jazz world, they don't acknowledge that a jazz singer is also a musician. Most of the time, a jazz singer has studied the same things that a musician has studied, that an instrumentalist has studied. And even if this is the case, even if most of them have gone through the same path of musicians, they aren't viewed as such. So we're trying to change that. And yeah.
That's good. So you're not only a singer, but also you're a writer.
Yes. I write poems. I've been feeling comfortable in saying this just in the last couple of years. I used to keep all the poems to me, or just, for a few people. And now I've gained more confidence and I like to know what people think about them. So I share them with some friends, and I share them with friends that also write poems. And I've shared them with my producer because he, when we started working together, he was like, but did you publish a book with your poems? And I was like, no, I would like to publish it this year or next year. So he proposed to me, what if when we do our first album together, we also publish your first book of poems. So now I've been working on selecting the ones that I really like, and with poems, and I'm sure you agree with this, it's never ending. You write one and then you go back to it even after 3 years. It's never finished. It's never done. You're never fully sure that that's the best way you could explain yourself. So yeah.
I like that. You know how much I like poetry, so
yes.
It keeps growing. And then, like you said, I write something and I keep changing it so many times. And because with time, with everything else, what I wanted to say at that time is a little bit different. So you're gonna read maybe or
Yes.
share one thing.
Yes.
So while Marty is looking for poetry, for those of you who are just joining, Martha Deribe, writer, singer, is with us today. So we're doing it from home today differently. And Martha Deribe account is on the top. Please follow her. She couldn't go live on her own account, so we're using one account today. So all of you who are here, please make sure to follow. And don't forget, please, to tap እያደረጋችሁ ሼር እያደረጋችሁ ለሌላዎችም እንዲደርስ። አማርኛ በደንብ ትሰማለች፣ ግን ስትመልስ በእንግሊዝኛ ስለሆነ ለዚህ ነው ኢንተርቪውን በእንግሊዝኛ የምናደርገው። በዛ ላይ ደግሞ ብዙ የሚከተሏት ከጣሊያን የመጣችው ለረፍትም ለመዝናናትም ግን ከፒያኒስት ጋርም ደግሞ ሬከርድ ለማድረግ ነው የመጣችው እና ሌሎቹም የሚያዳምጧት ጓደኞቿም አብረው የሚሰሩት በሙሉ በእንግሊዝኛ ስለሆነ የዛሬውን ኢንተርቪው እንግዲህ በእንግሊዝኛ የምናደርግበት ምክንያት እሱ ነው። እዚህ ያላችሁትም ለሌላው ሼር በማድረግ ታፕታፕ በማድረግ አብራችሁ እንድትቆዩ ፔጁንም ፎሎ ማድረግ እና ማርታ ደርቤ የሚለውን አካውንት ፎሎ ብታደርጓት ለራሷም አካውንት ደግሞ ላይቭ እንድትሄድ ነው። እሺ ፀሐዬ ቀጥይ።
I was thinking, just a suggestion, Yoftahe. Some ትናገረው አንተ most of maybe some people they don't understand. In a short ትንሽ በአማርኛ breakdown ብታደርግላቸው every time she speaks and takes a break.
Okay.
A little bit, like to give them overview.
Yeah,
you're probably
Instead of talking 100% in English, she can speak in English አንተ ደግሞ ትንሽ በአማርኛ እንትን ብትል I think that will help the audience. I think so.
Okay.
What do you think, Marty? It's all up to you.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
So people will get your story too out there, you know, like a lot of us, like, you know, we don't understand, like some people don't understand 100% English. There's people from other part of, outside of the US and stuff like that. That's why.
Yeah. ባጭሩ የማርታ ታሪክ ከአባትና እናቷ ኢትዮጵያውያኖች ናቸው። ጣሊያን ነው የሚኖሩት። እዛ ተወልዳ ባደገችበት መንገድ እንግዲህ ቮካሊስትም ዘፋኝም ለመሆንም ጸሐፊም ለመሆንም እያበረታቷት የደረሰችበት ነው። ራን ብሌክ የሚባል ፒያኒስት መጀመሪያ እሱን እንዳየችው በጣም ኢንስፓየርድ የሆነችበት ነው። ከሱ ጋር ማብራ ያወጡትም ሬከርድ ኢንስፓየር አድርጓት ነው በብዙ መንገድ ሄደችው። ጃዝን መርጣለች እና የኢትዮጵያንና የጣሊያን ሌሎችን እንግሊዝኛውንም ጃዝ ሚክስ አድርጋ አዲስ አልበሞችን መስራት የምትፈልግበትን ኢንስፓየርድ የሆነችበትን መንገዶች እንግዲህ እየነገረችን ነው። አልበሟም አለ ስፖቲፋይ ላይ ሞር እነግራችኋለን ስለሱም በሙሉ። አሁን ቦስተንም የመጣችበት ምክንያት ራን ብሌክ የሚባል ፒያኒስት የ89 ዓመት የሆነ ሰውዬ ከሱ ጋር አብራ ለመስራት ነው የመጣችው። ሄደንም አግኝተነዋል። በጣም የሚገርም ሰውዬ ነው። 89 ዓመቱን ቢሆንም ያለው በውስጡ ኃይልና አቀራረብ እኔ በጣም ነው ያደነኩትና ሁሉን ነገር ዲስክራይብ የሚያደርግበት መንገድ በጣም ደስ በሚል መንገድ ነው። ስለዚህ ከሱ ጋር ተቀምጣ ከሱ ጋር ጊዜ ያሳለፈች ልጅ ሆና ያየችውን ሰውዬ ደግሞ ድሪሟን ሆኖ መታ ከሱ ጋር ሬከርድ ለማድረግ እንግዲህ እየሞከረች ነው። ትንሽ ታሞ ባክን ፎርዝ እየሄድን እያየነው ነው። እንግዲህ የሚቀጥለው ሳምንት ሰኞ ላይ በተቻለ መጠን ደግሞ ሪከርድ ማድረግ የምንችልበትን ደግሞ ጊዜ እየጠበቅን ነው። እንግዲህ ጸልዩለት ለሷም ሀሳቧን አሳክታ እንድትሄድ ነው። ዘፋኝ ብቻ ሳትሆን ደግሞ ጸሐፊም ነች። ስለዚህ ከጻፈችው ፖኤትሪዎች ደግሞ አንዱን አሁን ታነብልላለች ማለት ነው። እዚህ ያላችሁ የእሷን አካውንት ፎሎ በማድረግ ታፕታፕ በማድረግ ሼር በማድረግ ሌሎችም እንዲደርሱ የእኛም ደግሞ ልጆቻችን ሁሌ የተወሰነ ዘፈን ወይም ደግሞ አርት ላይ ብቻ ሳይሆን እንዲቆዩ የምንፈልገው ለየት ባለ መንገድ የሚሰሩትን መንገድ ደግሞ ማየት እንድንችል እነዚህ ልጆች በማምጣት ከህብረተሰባችን ጋር በማስተዋወቅ እነሱንም በርቱልን እንላለን። ሌሎችም ልጆች ደግሞ በዚህ መንገድ ማለፍ የሚፈልጉትንም ደግሞ ለነሱ ለካ ይቻላል እኔም እኮ ማድረግ እችላለሁ ብለው ቤተሰቦቻቸውም እንዲያግዟቸው እኛም እንድናበረታታቸው እንግዲህ አብረን የተሰበሰብንበት ነው። እዚህ ያላችሁት በሙሉ እንግዲህ እንድታበረታቷቸው አብራችሁ እሷንም ፎሎ በማድረግ ሀኒም ደግሞ አለች ከታች አሜዚንግ የሆነች ኦፕራ ላይ የምትሰራ ሀኒዬ if you feel like it to give us a little bit of a taste we will be very happy. I know you're not prepared for it, no pressure, but if you feel like to give us a little taste we will be very happy during the break to be able to hear your voice too. እሷም በጣም ለየት ባለ መንገድ ቤተሰቦቿም ረድተዋት አግዘዋት አሁን ቱርም እያደረገች ብዙ ነገሮችም እየሰራች ነው። አስተማሪም ነችና ልጆቻችሁም ደግሞ ካሰቡና እንዲያን ነገር እንፈልጋለን ካሉ ስለ ሀናም ሞራውቃችሁ እሷንም ኮንታክት ማድረግ የምትችሉበትን መንገድ ደግሞ እድሉን እንፈጥራለን ማለት ነው። So, Marty, so far, so happy with everything that we're sharing and I'm hearing. Beautiful. Let's hear your poem.
Yes. So I wrote this poem last year, and I was inspired by another poem. So I'll start reading this little poem by the Sufi poet called Rumi. So his poem goes like this. I searched for God and found only myself. I searched for myself and found only God. This is what inspired me. And then it inspired me to write another thing that I called You Are the Proof of the Existence of God. I searched for God for a long time. I searched for God since I was 4. Then you finally came along and your eyes struck me like lightning. You are the proof of the existence of God. Our souls will always be tied, soul of my soul, light of my eyes. I searched for God and found you. I searched for myself and found only God. I search for God and always find you.
Wow. So powerful.
Yeah, it's, it just came to me. And I feel like you will relate. When you're inspired by something, it's so easy to write. So you don't go back and change it. It was, the first time I wrote it, I didn't have to change basically anything,
That's good. Yeah, like you said, for me, it's about nature, about people, the inspiration comes very easily.
Yes.
And then it just keeps growing. But even something like this, when I wrote, sometimes it's only like a few lines. And then I wake up one day and then end up being like, I don't know, 20 pages. And then said, nah, I gotta cut it. And then sometimes I write something and I turn it into 3 different poems.
Yes, it happens. It really happens to me too. Yeah.
I love that. So we'll get to hear more of that.
Yes, I have more poems, so we'll read them.
We'll hear them. So I think I asked you earlier, but when did you transition, I would say, and then we're going to talk about how your first album came to be. So they were singing as a hobby, and then they were singing also as a professional. So when did this hobby or this interest became into a professional world?
Okay, so I used to do a lot of small gigs when I was small because there aren't jazz singers in the part of the city where I live, in the neighborhood called Ostia. It's in Rome and in Italy. And I used to do this small gigs, in restaurants and blah, 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 but it wasn't, a profession. I was just invited to gig with some friends, and none of us were musicians yet. Some of them still aren't. They're still doing it as a job, as a hobby, and not as a job. They have other jobs, other interests. And some of us pursued that road like professionally. So when I started studying in the academy in which I'm studying in Rome, that's when I started to get to know more like older musicians. They were just even a couple of years older than me, but that's what you need when you're small. You need someone that's older. And my teachers always used to tell me, if you're in the room with musicians if all of them are better than you, then you're in the right place, in the best room for you. If you aren't in a room with musicians that, challenge you and that aren't better than you, then you are in the wrong room. So I started gaining, more confidence to be in a room with musicians that were already musicians for a long time. And I was just starting as a beginner in the academic world. And after the first year, basically, I started gigging a little bit more, and now I at least 2 gigs per week, even if it's, you know, it's not always in nice venues. It's not always, it's, you know, it's mostly a job during the weekdays, and you don't, you know, you don't bring out your personal projects. You bring something that people would like, you know, to listen to, and that you can entertain them a little bit, but it's just jazz standards and a quartet or quintet. It's not, you know, arranged things in a more, you know, personal style, you know, yeah, in a personal style. And my first, you know, my first gigs with my real repertoire, with my real project, started last year, like in the beginning of last year, because I had recorded my first album. It wasn't out yet, but I started already, you know, bringing it to the world and sharing it with the world.
Beautiful. So now I guess you just mentioned your first album.
Yes.
So you have an album out. So tell us how long it took, and actually tell us who you collaborated with first.
Okay. Yes, of course.
And then you can tell us how it came by, and then how long did it take to have your first album?
Yes, so I met the pianist with which I recorded this album, Simone Maggio. I met him the first year that I arrived in my school in Rome in 2020, or no, 2021, I guess. Yeah, or it was one or the other. I'm not really sure. And we met like the first week of my, you know, of my classes, and he was my teacher. And after a couple of months, no, maybe after a month, there was a time where nobody came to class, nobody showed up, and so we were like, let's just play. It was the two of us, you know. What shall we do? Let's play, you know. He wouldn't, you know, he couldn't have explained new things just to me, because he then, you know, it didn't make sense for him to do a whole class, a whole lesson to me and not to the whole class, and then explain again the week after that, so the same things that he had explained to me. So we just said, let's play something. And coincidentally, I was studying a piece that he really loved, a jazz standard called You Go to My Head, and he was really happy that I was studying that piece, because he had a really deep connection with that song, but he hadn't been playing it for like 20 years or so. And so we started playing that, and it was, you know, it was magic from the first moment that, you know, he just put his hands on the piano, and I felt at peace. And we, you know, we started working from the beginning of, you know, of my classes there, even though I was, you know, still not confident. And then I mentioned before that I had a crisis on my first year, and so, you know, he has seen me grow a lot in these years. So I am really happy and grateful to him that even though we met when I wasn't, you know, I was and still am blooming, he chose to see further. He chose to see beyond what I was at that time, and inspired me to just, you know, work. Let's just, you know, work on this. That's what he used to say. With patience, with a lot of patience, with, you know, it's not really common to find people that are patient in the music world or in the art, you know, in the arts world, because everybody's always rushing. Everybody has to, you know, commissions and stuff, but, you know, you can't really be yourself if you have to rush. You can't concentrate on many things if you have to rush. You can't be your true self. So we started working, I said, as soon as I got in my school in Rome, in my academy, and we recorded our first album called Sacred Times in 2023, September 2023, at recording studio La Strada in Rome. Beautiful place, like really beautiful place. It was my first recording experience, like a real recording experience. So I was really excited. And we spent 2 days there and we recorded a lot of songs. And then we decided to include 9 of them. The album came out recently because, you know, you record the album and then there's a whole process of mixing the album, mastering, and, you know, a lot of campaign publicity, and then you decide, you know, you can release it. And we released it in November 2024, so last year, not many months ago. It's called Sacred Times because we chose this name very spontaneously, because that's what our work together, you know, every time we rehearsed, it was very sacred to us, very like the moment in the week where we could be ourselves and explore ourselves, our deeper, you know, parts. And so the name came very spontaneously, and we didn't have a second thought about it. It just came, and that we knew that was the name.
Cool.
And
So, yeah, Sacred Times, definitely, it defines. It's your first time doing an album.
Yes.
And then how long did it take?
3 years. 3 years before recording it. We recorded basically we're towards the end of the 3rd year. So we rehearsed a lot, and, you know, it's good to work on things for a long time until you feel that, you know, until you feel it in you that you're ready. You can't decide it previously. You can't give yourself a time. There's not a particular, you know, a release date that you have to struggle and, you know, arrive to. You just feel it in you when you're ready, when you know you have done a good job and you are ready to put yourself under the pressure of recording, that you go and, you know, just record.
We'll talk about the discipline. Think about the next song that you'll sing to us while I do.
Yes.
እንግዲህ የእውቀት ጉርሻ ላይ የመጣችሁ ዛሬ አንዳንዶቻችሁ እንደምታዩት እንግዲህ በእንግሊዝኛ እያደረግን ነው ኢንተርቪዋን። ማርታ ደርቤ ትባላለች። ከጣሊያን ነው የመጣችው። አባትና እናቷ ኢትዮጵያኖች ግን ጣሊያን ስለሚኖሩ አማርኛም ጣሊያንኛም ፈረንሳይኛ ፖርቹጊዝ ታወራለች እና ያሳለፈችውን ዘፋኝ ለመሆን ጸሐፊ ለመሆን ያሳለፈችውን ታሪኳን እየነገረችን ነው። እዚህ ያላችሁ በሙሉ እንግዲህ አይኖ አንዳንዶቻችሁ ሜቢ እንግሊዝኛው ላትሰሙ ትችላላችሁ፣ ከይቅርታ ጋር ነው። ግን እሷ ደግሞ ከጓደኞቿም ከምትሰራቸው ሰዎች ጋር አብራ የምታደርገው በቋንቋው ለሁሉም እንዲሆን ብለን ነው በእንግሊዝኛ ያደረግነው። እዚህ ያላችሁ በሙሉ ታፕታፕ እያደረጋችሁ ሼር እያደረጋችሁ የማርታ ደርቤን ታሪክም አመጣጧንም ዘፈኖቿንም የመጀመሪያውን አርቲስት ጋር የሰራችው ሲሞን ከሚባል ጋር አልበሟን ጨርሰው አውጥተዋል። ስፖቲፋይ ላይ ይገኛል። ሴክሬድ ታይምስ ብለውታል እና አስተማሪዋ ከነበረ ጋር በመገናኘት ያሳለፈችውን ታሪክና እሷም የጻፈችው አለ። አንድ ላይ ደግሞ ሪኮርድ ያደረጉት ሴክሬድ ታይም የሚባል በኋላም ፖስት አድርጌላችኋለሁ። እሱን ሼር በማድረግ ዩቲዩብ ላይም አለች፣ የተለያየ ፕላትፎርም ላይም ስላለች ሴክሬድ ታይም የሚለውን ነው እንግዲህ እያዳመጥን እንጫወታለን እንቆያለን። ታፕታፑን እንዳትረሱ፣ ፎሎ ማድረግ እንዳትረሱ። በአንድ አካውንት ብንገባ ማርታ ደረቤ የሚለው ከላይ ያለውን አካውንት ፎሎ ብታረጉ ኔክስት ታይም ላይቭ ሆና መግባት የምትችልበትን መንገድ from Rome and you go ማድረግ እንችላለን። ሆፕፉሊ እግዚአብሔር ካለም ደግሞ ጁላይ ላይ ተመልሳ መጣ እንግዲህ አብረን የምንሰራቸው ስራዎች ሊኖሩ የሚችሉበት መንገዶችንም ወደ ኋላ እናወራለን። ልጆቻችንንም በጣም ሰፖርት እንድናደርጋቸው እንድናበረታታቸው ያለ ነው። ሃኒ እንትኖን ፔጇን ሜቢ ፎሎ ማድረግ ባትችሉ፣ እሷም ደግሞ በጣም የሚገርም ድምጽ ያላት ኦፕራ ላይ የምትዘፍን የምትጫወት ልጃችን ነች። እሷንም ደግሞ ጊዜ ጠብቀን በሰዓቱ መተን እናሳይበት ጊዜ ይኖራል። እዚህ ያላችሁት በሙሉ ታፕታፕ ማድረጉ እንዳትረሱ፣ እንዳይቆራረጥብን። ኢንጌጅመንቱን ቲክቶክ አልጎሪዝሙ ስለሆነ ነው። ታፕታፕ እያደረጋችሁ ሼር እያደረጋችሁ የማርታ ደርቤን ታሪክ አብረን እንጫወታለን። እንግዲህ እስካሁን ሌላ ዘፈኗን ደግሞ እናዳምጣለን ማለት ነው በጥሞና it's yours take it over
It's another jazz standard, a medium, so that we don't get bored, so it's not a ballad. And it goes like this. Alone.
I think the audio see ታፕታፑን አድርጉ ምክንያቱም ኢንጌጅመንቱን ያቆራረጠብን ነው ድምጹን እስኪ ከይቅርታ ጋር እንትን ከማለቷ በፊት ሁላችሁም አንዴ ወደ 40k ብናስገቡት ሊዘጋብን ነበርና ከይቅርታ ጋር ጠይቃችሁ ታፕታፕ ማድረጉን ስለፈለግነው ሳይሆን ዋርኒንግ መጥቶብን ሊያቋርጠው ነበርና ሁላችሁም ያላችሁት ያ አንዴ እስኪ ታፕታፕ እያደረጋችሁ 40-50k ብታስገቡት ወደ እንዳይቆራረጥ
ዋርኒንግ መጣ ለምን መጣ ግን ይፍታሄ ዋርኒንግ
እኔ እንጃ እንግዲህ ድምጹ
በኋላ ስም ምናምን ይሄ ምናምን ነገር የለበትም everything looks good
no I think ታፕታፕ ከሌለው ብዙ ጊዜ የቲክቶክ ነገር
okay
engaged ያልሆንሽ ይመስለውና አላችሁ ሄ ብሎ ድምጻችንን ቼክ እያደረገብን ነውና ለዚህ ነው ይሄ ታፕታፑ ነገር በጠላውም ቲክቶክ በግድ
I mean we gotta do what we gotta do non stop እያደረኩኝ ነው
I know please do it እስኪ አንዴ ሁላችሁም እዚህ ያላችሁት ታፕታፑንና ሼሪንጉን
So it takes only like 1 minute if you put your finger there and just keep on pressing, you know? I have a great idea, Yoftahe. I was thinking while you guys were talking. You know, anybody if there is here does content creator, play her song with your content so she can gain a lot of Spotify manamen recognize. So I promise you, like I'm gonna do that. You can pick songs and like you know, by getting like, you know, when we post on Reels on Instagram or on your content, please, if you use music, try to use her music. I promise you, I'm going to use your music.
Thank you.
Yeah. So at least, you know, on that way, we can push you a little bit to get a little bit recognition, you know. I know, like, Spotify is really hard to get, but at least if we can generate you on social media, writing your name on it and talk about it with our content, I'll do my part. I can talk about myself.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'll share all the links.
Yeah, please do. Yeah.
With you.
Okay. እዚህ ያላችሁት እንግዲህ በጣም ከይቅርታ ጋር እኔ ማቋረጥም አልወድም ፕሮግራሙ ጥሩ እየሄደ ነው ድምጽ ወደሚያዳምጥ ከሆነ ግን ቲክቶክ ዋርኒንግ አመጥቶ ድምጻችሁ እያለ ጠይቆኝ ስለሆነ እስኪ አንዴ ታፕታፕ አድርጋችሁ 40k አንዴ ያስገቡትና ኢንተርቪዋችሁን እና ለማስገባት ነው ያላችሁት አንዴ ግንባራችንን ብትሉት ድምጹን ማቋረጥብንም ዋርኒንጉም አይመጣምና እስኪ ተባበሩና እንደዚህ ያላችሁት በሙሉ ታፕታፕ እያደረጋችሁ ኢንክሪስ ያደረጋይታ 25k ገብቷል አንዴ ሳንጫጫ እንደሱ እናርገው thank you ብዙ ጊዜ እንደዚህ አይነት ችግር አጋጥሞና ያቀምና የዛሬው እንግዲህ ያው በእንግሊዘኛ ያደረገው ስለሆነ ይገባኛል የሰውም ሁኔታ
algorithm mandande if it doesn't recognize your intent kind of can twist it around, you know.
So now እስኪ ታፕታፕ 25k ገብቷል የቲክቶክ ከምንጠላቸው ነገሮች ነው
አታችሁን እየቀያየራችሁ I'm serious, I'm moving from one finger to another finger.
Just do it like this. እነሱ እንዳረብሻቸው ነው እነሱ ከዛ ቢያደርጉት አይጋ አይ ነው እንግዲህ እናንተ ታፕ ያጋችሁ አንድ ታሪክ እስከሚገባ Yoftahe Show እንደምታውቁት 4 ፕሮግራሞች አሉ ማክሰኞ ask the lawyer የሚል ከጠበቃዎች ጋር በመምጣት ያለውን ሁኔታ ስለ ኢሚግሬሽን የምናወራበት ጊዜ ነው የምንጫወትበት ሰዓት ነው ሐሙስ የእውቀት ኮሻ ከጸሐፊዎች ጋር ገጣሚዎች ጋር እንደዚህ ከማርታ ጋር በመናደርገው መንገድ ሐሙስ የእውቀት ኮሻ ላይ እንገኛለን ያሁኑ ቅዳሜ ፕሮግራም አይኖረንም የጤናችን ምክንያቱም እሁድ ላይ ስለቀየር ነው ከትግስት ዋልተ ንጉስ ጋር ስለ ትራውማ አርገን የምናወራው ወይበት ጊዜ ነውና ፍላየሩን ከዚህ በኋላ ፖስት አደርገዋለሁ ከትግስት ዋልተ ንጉስ ጋር የጻፈችው መጽሐፍ ምን ሆኛለሁ የሚለው መጽሐፏን ከዛም ደግሞ የልጅነት ትራውማ ከተነስተን ነው ችግሩን ያለውን አብረን ብንሰራበት በምን አይነት መንገድ ነው ራሳችንን ሂድ አድርገን ቤተሰቦቻችንን ልጆቻችንን ሰፖርት የምናደርግበት እና የምንድንበት የምንሻሻልበት አይምሯችንን በመጠበቅ ደግሞ ታቡ እንዳይሆን ሞር በሰዓቱ ሜንስትሪም ላይ መጥቶ መረዳዳት የምንችልበትን መንገድ የምናወራበትና የምናስተምርበት ሰዓት ነው እና ፎሎ በማድረግ ፔጁን አብራችሁ እንድትቆዩ እንጠይቃችኋለን። እዚህ ያላችሁትም ደግሞ በሙሉ ታፕታፕ እያደረጋችሁ ሼር እያደረጋችሁ ስለሆነ ያላችሁት በጣም እናመሰግናችኋለን። አንድ 30K አስገቡትና ደን እንደገና ተመልሰን እንግዲህ ማርቲ የምታቀርብልን ዘፈን ከአርቷ ላይ እሱን እናዳምጣለን ማለት ነው። ኦልሞስት 28 29 አንድ 30 እንግባ ደን ወደ ኢንተርቪዋችን እንሄዳለን። ፎሎ ማድረጉን እንዳትረሱ የማርታንም አካውንት ሌሎችም እዚህ ያሉትንም ስለው ወደ እናንተ እንመጣለን ማለት ነው። ትንሽ የደረሰው እስኪ እስከዛ ድረስ እዚህ ያላችሁ ሶፋር እንዴት እየሄደ ነው? ሄዱዬ አንቺ ልጠይቅሽ ሶፋር እንዴት ነው ጥያቄዎቹም አመላለሷንም እስኪ ካንቺ እንስማና ከዛ ወደ ማርቲን እንሄዳለን።
እሺ ዮፍታዬ ልክ መኪና ውስጥ ገባ ነው እንደውም የጠየከኝ። በጣም ቆንጆ ነው ሶፋር። በዚህ እንግዲህ አሁን እንዳልከው ነው ሰውም አንደርስታንድ ሜቢ ማረግም ሰው ስላለ ለዛ ይሆናል። በመሃል ፀሐይ ቅድም ያመጣችሁ ጥሩ ፖይንት ነው። በመሃል እየገባ በአማርኛ ማስተዋወቅ I am so proud of you. I was so excited to see you today. So I'm glad I got the chance to meet with you and then to hear. I want to hear more. So as soon as I got home, I'll come up again. But if anybody wants to come, just put me down and then I'll come later, wherever you have time, okay?
Okay.
If you have question, I mean, a request. Okay?
Yeah, the moderator Sabratina Tsugereda, you guys, they will take that. Anie, you want to say anything so far?
Good. Very nice. I think this is a very insightful and interesting conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We want to hear more from you next time, you know.
Yeah, if you feel inspired, let us know, Shihani. Okay, thank you. ትንሽ ነው የቀረው 30K ለመግባት። I know የሃና account a little bit private ስለሆነ follow ማድረግ አትችሉም this time, ግን next time ግን more የሷንም follow ማድረግ እንዲቻል ታስተካክለዋለች በሱ መንገድ ማለት ነው። ትንሽ ነው የቀረችን 30K ለመግባት ከዛ then we'll come to you. And then I think get closer and project it as much as possible. There you go. Thank you. We are 30K. Okay. So go ahead.
So, alone together beyond the crowd, above the world, we're not too proud to cling together. We're strong as long as we're together. Our love is as deep as the sea. Our love is as great as love can be, and we can weather the great unknown if we're alone together.
Wow.
Thank you.
The more you sing, the more I love the sound and everything else, how you do it. It takes me back almost like I feel like sometimes I'm watching, you know, I told you the black and white movies. Yeah.
Movies,
it does have so much power into it. So what is this song about?
This song is called Alone Together. It was one of the first jazz medium standards that I really like and enjoyed, and I'm still to this day I sing it. And there's a line that says, we can weather the great unknown if we're alone together. So it means, you know, to not lose your independence, your integrity, your individuality by sharing yourself with one another. So we can be alone together, we can be together but still ourselves, and face the unknown.
That's good. Yeah, we don't have to lose, we don't have to compromise who we are.
Yes.
And then we can still be, and then the togetherness that we can grow together.
Yes.
So I like that. So it is that part of it that definitely, so that when we get mixed up, actually that's a very good topic that we can talk about. And the music world sometimes is looked at, you get lost. There are some kind of things that happen, so whatever, that you have to protect yourself in so many ways. And then you see so many musicians fall into drugs or other things that is not really really detrimental to health. So how to protect. So when you get into that world, you also have to protect yourself. So when you face those things, how do you protect yourself?
I can say that I haven't, for now it didn't happen, and my teacher, the one I'm studying with, Alice Ricciardi, make sure to listen to her music too, because she's the best jazz musician ever in Italy. She said, please, when you'll get more audience and when you'll get to be known more by people, please don't lose yourself. Please don't change yourself. Don't compromise yourself. Don't do things. Just don't do the things that people expect you to do just because people are maybe used to listen to different things, and so don't sell yourself out like that. Yeah, so I'll follow that advice. And I think that it's really hard to, Wayne Shorter, a great musician that passed away maybe a couple of years ago, if not last year, he said, when you really improvise, you can't lie. And that's really true, because especially if you're an improviser and you face that world in music, you can't fake it. You can't fake it. It's like when you really love something, you can't lie, you feel it, and you can't lie that much to yourself. And especially with singers, if you're lying, people can tell. With instruments, you can fake it a little bit maybe, but the voice is, reflects what you're really feeling inside. So if you lie, people will tell. And, if people can tell, then there's no point. You're not in a theater pretending to be someone else. You're not.
Okay, I like that. So being alone together at the same time, like I said. So በተናገረችው በዘፈኖቹ አቀራረብ ማለት ነው። እንግዲህ አንዳንዴ እንደምታውቁት አርቲስቶች ሲመጡ ሌላውን ሰው ለመምሰል የሚሞክሩበት ራሳቸውን የሚያጡበት መንገድ ስላለ ራስን ላለማጣት ወይም ደግሞ ኮፒካት በመሆን ሌሎቹ የሚሰሩትን ብቻ በመስራት ማንነታችንን እንዳናጣ ሁሌ ኦሪጂናልም ሆኖ ራስንም ፕሮቴክት አድርጎ ማንነታችንን ይዘን ከሌሎቹ ጋር ስንሰራ በግድ ሌላውን መምሰል ሳይሆን ራሳችንን ማንነታችንን እንዳናጣ። እንደምታውቁት አብዛኛውን ዘፋኞች በሌላ ቦታ በሚገቡበት ቦታ ላይ ማሁን ነገር ላይ ይወድቃሉ። ዘፈኑ ጫጫታው ይሄ ማሁን ድራግ ውስጥ ሊገቡ ስለሚችሉ ራሳችንን ካወቅን ራሳችንን ሪዘርቭ ካደረግን ማሁን ነገር ውስጥ እንዳንወድቅ የራሳችንን ኮንፊደንስ ይዘን መንቀሳቀስ የምንችልበትን መንገድንም ነው እየተናገረች ያለችውና ኢንዲቪጁዋሊቲ ኮንፊደንሳችን ካለ ከሰዎች ጋር በመገናኘት ራሳችንን መቀየር ሳይሆን ወይም ደግሞ ሌሎቹን መምሰል ሳይሆን ማንነታችንን አውቀን በራሳችን ተማምነን ከሌሎቹም ጋር ግን መስራት የምንችልበት ነው የምንለውን ነው ማለት የምንችልበትን መንገዳችንን ከቀጠልን ብዙ ነገሮችን መስራት እንችላለን እና ጥሩ ጊዜ እያሳለፍን ነው። ታፕታፕ እያደረጋችሁ ሼር እያደረጋችሁ ጊዜውን እንቀጥላለን። መሀል ላይ እንግዲህ ስምረት፣ ሮዚዬ፣ ፀሐዬ፣ ሄሉ፣ ሃና, let me come to you guys. Any questions that you want to ask Marty so far before I continue? So let me start with Gerida. ማርቲን የምጠይቀሽ ካለሽ ከዛ ወደ ስምረት ፀሐዬ ሄሎዬ ሀኒ ጋር ሄዳለሁ። ሮዚዬ ጥያቄ ያለሽ ለማርቲ? ሰማሻል? ሚት ማድረግ ካልቻለች አሁን ሰማሻለሁ።
ምንም ጥያቄ የለኝም። መፍትሄ ተመስጬ በቃ ብዙ እየሰማሁ ነው። በጣም ደስ የምትል ልጅ ነች።
I know. It's good.
Thank you.
ስምረትዬ I don't know ማውራት
አንቅታኛለች።
ምን አልሽኝ? ድጋሚው
አንቅታኛለች አልኩኝ።
good.
በጥሩ ኤነርጂ ያለ ነው።
I like that. That's good. ስምረትዬ ማውራት የምትችይ ከሆነ I know ድምጼ አስቸግሮኛል ብለሻል። አይ ወደ አንቺ ልምጣ።
For now, I just want to listen to her, enjoy her, and then if any question, I'll come at the end.
So maybe you can read another poem while I'm asking.
Voice, beautiful, like her demeanor. You know, I can feel her energy. Great job.
Good. I know ሄሉዬ መኪና ውስጥ ነው ያለሽው. I'm just proud of you. This is a beautiful, smart young lady. Definitely beautiful and smart. Haniye, you want to ask Marty any question? If you can unmute Haniye Kalish. Okay, when you can, just let me know. So, okay, go ahead, take it over and then see what else.
I wrote this poem in July, the 1st of July in 2024. I tend to write the date of the poem sometimes when I can't find a title for the poem. This is a kind of a short one and it's dedicated to my father.
Okay, project a little bit.
Yes. I heard your humming at the beginning of life, for you are life itself. And your voice rings in my head like all of your hummed prayers that I'll never stop chanting.
I like that. Short and sweet to the point.
Yes, it's dedicated to my father and, you know, it says, I heard your humming, I heard your voice at the beginning of life and you are life itself. And my dad's voice rings in my head, especially when I sing prayers in Amharic. When I sing them, I think of my dad because he always has been praying and he's very connected to his spiritual self and is a very religious person. And he prays twice a day, sometimes even more. And I have this image of my dad just when I wake up, he's praying. When I go to bed, he's praying. You know, he's always, and if he's not praying, he's talking about something spiritual. Yeah. So, yeah, this is dedicated to him, and hopefully I'll get to put some music into it and sing it one day. Yeah.
I like that. Zarraf. You have to add that.
My dad.
That's good. I like that. So, Haniye, let me know if you do unmute or if you're not able to unmute. You can tell me anytime. So your first album took about 3 years, you said.
Yes.
What was the hardest thing throughout that process?
I think it's
project a little bit so it doesn't.
Yeah. The hardest thing, I think, during the process of making an album is probably when, you know, you have to think of selling it. That's the hardest part. Okay. Because you then are not able to focus on, you know, the music itself, but you have to put yourself in the world, the economic part of the world, you know, the material part of the world. And that is not really something that an artist wants to do because you want just to think about your art and work on that. But if you have to think about the money and how you're going to sell that and all of those things, then you feel stressed and you get anxious. And that's not something that, you know, nobody wants, especially an artist. So that is the hardest part, I think, because until you have to record it, until you know you're working on it, you rehearse, you don't really think about that. You're just enjoying the moment. But if you have to think about the audience and what are they gonna think, and who's gonna buy the record, who's gonna sell it, who's gonna enjoy it, and all of those things, then you get anxious and you can't enjoy the music itself. And that's not something that musicians or artists are meant to do. You know, naturally, if I think about art in nature, it's just, you know, it's the sake of itself. So that is what we're trying to do, and hopefully with the producer I'm working with, this thing won't impact me that much, because he'll get to, you know, think of all those things. He's the one that knows how to do those things. You know, if you're a musician, it doesn't mean that you are able to sell your music, because that's not something you're born with. You can be able to, you know, face the shy, the being shy, and, you know, just try to sell it, but still doesn't mean that you're going to be successful in that.
I like that. ቆንጆ ንግግር ነው የተናገረችው። የመጀመሪያው አልበሟ ወጥቷል፣ ሴክሬት ታይምስ የሚለው ነውና ያንን አልበም ሲሰሩ 3 አመት ፈጅቶባቸዋልና ያንን አልበም ለመስራት ከባዱ ነገር ምንድነው ብዬ ስጠይቃት አርቲስት ሆነን እንደ ዘፋኝ ለማቅረብ ስንል ከባዱ ነገር ይሄ ዘፈን ሲወጣ ይሸጣል ወይ ሰው ይወደዋል ወይ ብዬ ማስብ ከሆነ ስራው ላይ ካለማተኮር ያንን ያለውን ጭንቀት ውስጥ ስንገባ ጥሩ ስራ ለመስራት አይቻልም እያለች ነውና ይሸጣል አይሸጥም ሰው ይወደዋል አይወደውም ካልኩኝ የዛ ስራው ላይ ፎከስ በማድረግ በስርዓቱ መስራት አልችልም ነውና እውነቷን ነው ይሄንን መለየት። ከዛ ደግሞ የምሰራው ፕሮዲዩሰር ጋር እኔ ዘፋኝ ስለሆንኩኝ መሸጥ ደግሞ እችላለሁ ማለት አይደለም። ስለዚህ ለራሴ ተወለድኩበት ያደግኩበት አለ እኔ አርቱ ላይ ዘፈኑ ላይ ግጥሙ ላይ ባተኩር ፕሮዲዩሰሩ ደግሞ መሸጡን ወይም ደግሞ ለሰው ማድረሱን ቢያስቡበት እኛ ነፃ ሆነን አርቱ ላይ ለአርት ብቻ ስንል ብናተኩር ብንሰራበት ብላናለችና ጥሩ አስተሳሰብ ነው። ዘፋኝ በዘፋኝነቱ ሰዓሊ በሰዓሊነቱ በለው አርት ላይ ቢያተኩር መሸጡን ደግሞ መሸጥ ለሚችሉ ያንን ለሰው የሚያቀርቡት ብንተውላቸው ብዙ ነገሮችን ፍሪ ሆነው ክሪኤቲቪቲ ነው የሚወስደውና ያንን ፈጠራን የሚነካው ነገር ምንድነው ሰው ይወደዋል አይወደውም ይቀበሉኛል አይቀበሉኝም የሚለውን ያንን ጭንቀት ከራሳችን ላይ ስናነሳ ነፃ ሆነን መስራት እንችላለን ብላለችና it's really good advice and it's really a good way to get started. I mean to really just be yourself.
Yes.
And then just focus like you said on the art just for the sake of it and not think about like if it's going to be sold or not and then having a producer to work with.
Yes.
So that's a good question actually. So what does it take to make an album? How many people get involved? So many people are involved. So
yeah, so many people are involved, the musicians, and then there's a whole, you know, when you get to record it, there's the audio engineer, and then there's someone that helps you in the room setting you up, and then there's the photographers that take pictures, the video makers that make the videos, then there's the friends that give suggestions and help you, you know, with their ears, with their listening, just giving their advices, because sometimes we're also focused like us musicians on what we think, and while we're you know while you're recording, and that you forget that you can get suggestions even from people that aren't musicians, you know, and that is also something to look for when you want to grow. And then there's the whole, you know, the other part of being a musician. So after the whole recording is done, then there's someone who works on the audio and fixes everything and mixes and masters the album. And it can be one person doing this or more, and then there's someone that, you know, makes the physical copy of the CD or the LPs, and then there's, you know, the whole social media part.
Yeah, the marketing part.
Yes.
That's good. A lot of people are involved to
A
make
lot of
an
people are
album.
involved. Yes.
Okay, so that's very thick. So maybe we can grace us with another one, Gusha and Zafanski.
Okay.
So እንግዲህ ማርታ ደርቤ ትባላለች። የ24 ዓመት ልጅ ነች። አባትና እናቷ ኢትዮጵያዊ ቢሆኑም ጣሊያን ነው ያሳደጓት የሚኖሩት። ከጣሊያን እንግዲህ እዚህ የመጣችው ራን ብሌክ የሚባል ፒያኒስት ጋር ሬከርድ ለማድረግ ወደ ቦስተን ማሳቹሴት መጣለች ማለት ነው። እና እዚህ ባለችበት ሰዓት ላይ ታሪኳን ጨዋታዋን እየነገረችን ነው። ሴክሬት ታይምስ የሚል አልበም ኦሬዲ ከሲሞን ከሚባል ፒያኒስት ጋር አብረው ሪሊዝ አድርገዋል። ስፖቲፋይ ላይ፣ ዩቲዩብ ላይ፣ የተለያየ ቦታ ላይ አለ። ማርታ ደርቤ ብላችሁ ሰርች ብታረጉት ወይም ደግሞ ሴክሬት ታይምስ ብላችሁ ሰርች ብታረጉ ስፔሻሊ ስፖቲፋይ ላይ በደንብ ሙሉውን አልበም ይመጣላችኋል። ፊዚካል ኮፒውንም ሲዲም ቨርዥኑን መግዛት ከፈለጋችሁ እሷንም ኮንታክት ብታረጓት እኔንም ኮንታክት ብታረጉኝ አክቹአሊ የመጀመሪያዎቹን ሲዲዎቿን አሜሪካ ሸጣለች ባለፈው አብረን ስንገናኝ እና ብዙ ነገሮችን እየተማርኩኝ ነው እኔ ከሷም ራሱ በመታልፍበት መንገድ እና ታሪኳን መንገዷን እየተማርን እየተጫወትን ያለ ነው።
So the next song is called still a jazz standard and a jazz medium, and it's called You'd Be So Nice to Come Home To. You'd be so nice to come home to. You'd be so nice by the fire while the breeze on high sang a lullaby. You'd be all that I could desire. Under stars, chilled by the winter, under an August moon, burning above. You'd be so nice. You'd be paradise to come home to and love.
Wow. We don't want you to stop singing with all of this. I think they all agree with that. Amazing. What is this song about?
I think it was written by someone in love that is just happy to come home to the person they love, and I don't think that this person was there because the song says you would be so nice to come home to. So I think it's a hope that this person was putting in the song, but it's not something that really happened. And yeah, it just says you'd be so nice to come home to and love. So I think that's something that we all feel at the end of the day. You just want to go home to someone you love.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I like that. So definitely with all this power that you have. So the writing process. So when you write something, you write it as a poem first.
Yes.
And then turn it into music. Okay. Or you start with the music and then start the lyrics or the poem. How does it flow most of the time?
So usually how I have been working with Simone, the pianist, is that I write poems, he reads them, and then he's inspired to write something on them, and then I sing the lyrics I wrote. Sometimes it's the other way around, that I think of a melody, a melody comes up to me, I don't know from where, you don't know where it comes from, but you just have it in you. So you go, and I sit on the piano, and even though I'm not a pianist, I help myself out with finding some chords that fit the melody. And then once that is done, if I have lyrics in my mind, I try to use them for this new melody. Otherwise, I search through my poems and I try to see if something fits. If something that I already wrote doesn't fit, if anything of the things that I wrote don't fit, then I try to write something new that fits the new song. And this is what I've been doing for the last two songs that I'm writing for my next album. And yeah, the melody came first, then I tried to put some chords that fit the melody, and then I wrote the lyrics that, you know, that fit better the song and the mood of the song.
It's good. I like that. So
Yeah.
maybe think about another poem that you can read.
Yes.
I think ኮመንት ያየው መስሎኝ ነበረ ሮዚዬ ወይ ስምረት አንድ ልጅ አለ መሰለኝ ፖም ላንብልሽ እያለ ነው የሚላለ ሚቱ yes ሚቱን ማስገባት ብንችልና ብንሰማ ደስ ይለኛል. So we're going to be able to let and her son be able to read.
እኔን አውርደኝ ግን ከመውረዴ በፊት አንድ ጥያቄ ልጠይቃትና ከዛ ወርዳለሁኝ። ኦኬ በጣም ቆንጆ ነው። በጣም ነው ደስ ያለኝ ዛሬ telling you just ከዚህ በላይ ማየት ነው የምፈልገው እንደዚህ አይነት በተለይ ለወላጆች ነው ለወላጆች ትልቅ ትምህርት ነው። I'm just so proud of you parents because they gave you the chance to shine, right? To follow your dreams. So I'm really proud of them.
Thank you.
My question is
ሚቱን አስገቢያት.
Okay.
Sorry Hiri.
no problem. Where do you see yourself within 5 years? One of my question. And then the second one, who is your favorite woman singer? It could be from jazz or R&B, wherever. So who is your favorite?
So
I know you told me about our singer, right? You said
yes.
yeah, but I want to hear.
My favorite singer in the last years has been Jean Lee. She passed away like 10 years ago, and she's my biggest inspiration. Her albums really inspired me, and I feel very close to her as if she was like a bigger sister, a bigger mother, because she also used to write poems. She also used to dance. She also was really interested in psychology and helping children out. So in 5 years, I see myself hopefully in, you know, touring. So around the world and just discovering other cultures and sharing my music and learning from other cultures' music. And then I see myself with many animals and many cats, many dogs. Every animal that wants to come is, you know, the house will be open. So hopefully in a big house with a big garden. And with my family close, with my loved ones close, in nature. Yeah.
Thank you. I wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I'll read another poem, and it's called. Wait. Let me find the translation in English because I wrote it. There we go. So this is a poem I wrote without thinking about it too much. It's one of those few moments where you're inspired by a person, a talk you had with someone, and just the presence of someone that enlightens you, and it just inspires you so much that the words flow to you directly to your hand and you don't even think of the words. And it's very rare that it happens, but it happens. And the title is What a Miracle to Have Met You Again. It says, your fingers, your hands, your soul, they're the most accurate summary of music. They're the most accurate portrait of jazz. What a miracle to have recognized your immense soul. It was originally written in Italian, and I read it in Italian too. Che miracolo averti incontrato di nuovo. Le tue dita, le tue mani, la tua anima sono il più accurato riassunto della musica, sono il più accurato ritratto del jazz. Che miracolo aver riconosciuto la tua immensa anima. Thank you.
Okay, beautiful.
Thank you.
So everything that's inspirational. If you have an Italian song, some people are asking.
Yes, of course.
And then,
Yeah, I was about to say that. People are saying if you know how to sing. Okay, good.
but before you do, while you're thinking about that,
Mhm.
Mitu, salam, hi, welcome. Let's say to you, and then I think you have a poem for her, or your son has. So let's do that then.
ኦኬ እንዴት አመሻችሁ ዮፍቴ ልጄ ፖም በጣም ይወዳል እና ማሚ ይኸው ትልልቁ እነሱ ኢንካሬጅ እናቶቻቸው ኢንካሬጅ እያደረጋቸውና እስቲ ድል ስጭኝ ሲለኝ ነገ ትምህርት አለው ልሰጠው ፈልጌ ነውና እስቲ ይበልላት
ረበስታው ዋናው ሪዝን ይሄንን የምናረገው ወላጆች ልጆቻችንን ኢንስፓየር እንድናረግ ነውና እነሱም ኢንስፓየር ተደርገው ነው ሀና የምትባለውንም ከታች ያለችውንም ከየሻት ወላጆቹ ኢንስፓየር አድርገው ስለረዷት ስላገዟት ነው በጣም አሜዚንግ የሆነች እሷም ኦፕራ ሲንገር ነች እነዚህ ልጆች ኢንስፓየር ማድረግ ከቻልን ዛሬ ይሄን ፕሮግራም ሰርተን ለዚህ ልጅ እንኳን ኢንስፓየር ማድረግ ከቻልን አንቺም ደግሞ እሺ ብለሽ እንድትፈቅጂለት ካደረግን it's really amazing so ሙኒ ገረንና ይቀጥል
እሺ ማለት ትንሽ ወሬ ያበዛል እንግዲህ ባሳጥሮም ቢሆን ይበልላችሁ
Hello,
how are you doing? What's your name?
I go by many names. You can just call me Easy.
Okay, welcome.
Welcome, Easy.
I just want to say it's an honor to having an Ethiopian woman singing. I know there's not a lot of these around anymore, so it's very nice to see one.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
And
much.
I just love how you're using these poems and saying these motivational words because I love poems. Ever since the 5th grade, I used to make poems, and it didn't matter to me what it meant because I used to make depressing poems. I used to make poems for my friends, about my classroom, anything at all, for my country, and for my mom sometimes, yeah.
I love
And
it. I love that.
so now I will be reading my poem.
How old are you?
I'm 12 years old.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
Thank you. When you sing happiness brings, you have a happy ring, like a beautiful bell, a majestic thing. What advice do you have for me?
I like it. You should.
Thank you.
You know what you should do.
Damn, that was good.
Yeah, since
Thank
you've
you.
been writing, since you said that you've been writing for a long time, maybe
Yeah.
you could collect all of those poems, decide, choose the ones you love the most, and share them with the world.
Thank you. When it comes to poems, I really like how you can use everything around the world. Like just look out the window and you can make poems out of everything and anything. You can break down a word and you can make something gorgeous.
Yes, that's really true.
Definitely beautiful, very inspiring.
And I have one for Ethiopia. Would you like to hear it?
Yes,
Please do.
I'm from Ethiopia. Some would say it's utopia. Your favorite drink coffee? You just copied. We're the strongest you ever seen. We last longest in times of need. So never think less or mess with an Ethiopian.
I like that one.
Thank
I want
you.
to sing that one. It's nice.
And about your music, I really love it. It's beautiful. That's why I added that majestic ring part of the poem.
Thank you. Do you want to send it to me so that I can keep it forever?
Sure, yeah.
Thank you.
So me too. Have your mom also contact me, and then we'll do a program with kids your age, so that we can bring them and collaborate and hear from all of you guys. We want you to keep writing, but at the same time making sure that you don't fall behind on your schooling. You have to make sure to balance all of that, but never, 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 never stop writing. Poetry is something that you can express, and we feel the same way. Just like you said, you could look out the window, nature, everything that you touch, you can turn it into words and you're able to express it. That's a very beautiful way that you can express your stuff. So do not lose this talent. The more you work at it, the better you're going to get. So a 12-year-old, if you're able to express yourself like this, I can't imagine when you get older and bigger, what else you're going to be able to produce and bring to the world.
Yeah.
Can
Thank
you
you.
do anything in Amharic? Can you ask?
ምን
በአማርኛ ትችላለህ poem?
እኔ አማርኛ ትንሽ በትንሽ ይችላል።
ያ በምትችልበት ትችላለህ?
ምን
በምትችልበት አማርኛ ማለት ትችላለህ poem? poet?
በአማርኛ ማለት ትችላለህ ወይ? ዩኒት
አይደለም።
Okay, then thank you so much. You did great. Thank you.
እሺ እሺ እኔ እኮ ጠዋት ክላስ አለውና አይ ሲለኝ እስቲ ቆይ እሷን ሳያት ኢንካሬጅ ስታደርገኝ ይግባ
አበረታች ግን
ያስገባውት። እሺ እሺ ቴንክ ዩ ሶ ማች በጣም ቴንክ ዩ እናመሰግናለን። ቴንክ ዩ
እና ለልጆች ፕሮግራም እየሰራን ስለሆነ
ሞር ዮፍትዬ ፖለቲካል ነገር ላይ ነው ዲቤት የሚያደርገው። እስቲ እናወራለን። እሱ ቁጭ ብሎ የትራምፕን ዜና ቁጭ ብሎ አዳምጦ ነው የሚተኛውና እስቲ አወራሃለሁ። ትንሽ ነገር እስቲ ጠይቀውና ጉዱን ትሰማለህ። እስቲ ፖለቲካል ሊጠይቅ ነው ዮፍታዬ።
What's your interest? What do you usually do? How do you spend your time?
So I spend my time because like I have a number of interests: rhyming, what's it called, soccer, and especially politics. When it comes to talking, I have this reputation: do not stop. My brain goes on autopilot.
Autopilot?
It's a jet. Zoom.
I like it.
Amazing.
Amazing. Autopilot, I like that.
Where do you guys live?
We live in New Jersey.
New Jersey, okay. We'll figure something out. I'll talk to you, Mom, and then we'll come up with something because I love the way you think and everything else. So inspiring. And then you'll be able to encourage others too. So definitely a beautiful way to express. But poetry is really an amazing way to express self. So keep reading. The more you read, the more you can write too.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
So there's this orange president that has a lot of controversy. His name is Donald Trump. I want to know what you think about him.
Me? I am not American, so now it hasn't been affecting me too much. But I think that politics in general is something that it's an artist's duty to fight for political things, because you're in a position of privilege that you can be heard by many people. So every artist's duty is not separated by the political duty. You know, everything an artist or a person in privilege that shares with the world, you know, you share, even a song is political. Basically everything is political. You know, it's a political decision, not in terms of a party that you're following, but in terms of, you know, just sharing your thoughts and recognizing, acknowledging that the thoughts, the songs that I share have also political impact. So if I say, for example, something that I don't believe in, people could say, oh, she follows that guy in politics, for example. And maybe, you know, the other way around is that if you say something inspiring and something that, you know, you have, for example, some friends that are in politics and you want to help them out, then maybe we can all, you know, grow together. So it doesn't have to be that, I mean, we don't have to be negative about, for example, the president that you have now.
But when it comes to art and songs, I personally see where you're getting at, but those things contribute to culture. The
Yeah.
politics has a way to shape the world as we know it. If one president or does something incorrect, that can lead the downfall of everybody.
Of course.
Art, one mistake, it will just leave a mistake that will be there forever.
Here we got our future president right here.
There you
Yes.
go.
Hopefully.
My daily nickname. She found out my nickname.
ኦኬ ዮፍትዬ በቃ ፕሮግራሙን እንዳንይዝባት በሌላ ጊዜ
በደንብ እናወራለን።
እሺ እግዚአብሔር ያክብርልኝ።
Very happy to get to meet you.
Okay.
One thing, if I can give you one advice, you can share ideas, but without calling names. Making sure when you're against something, stay away from calling names, because as soon as you say, start with the calling names or make a negative, nobody's going to listen what comes after.
Okay.
Okay? So
Okay, I'm scared.
I don't agree on A, B, C, D. And then people will be able to listen to you. But as soon as you start calling names, the first thing and anything else that's going to come is just to be against it. Okay? But we love you to be inspired. We want you to be informed. And just like Tahaye said, you could be the next president if you work at it, keep reading, be the voice, but do it in a very proper way that we can always share our ideas. It's not always by being against or by being negative. So use your art, use your voice, but state the facts and stay away from calling names, okay?
I have one question on that philosophy that you just made. If nobody calls somebody name, where would that leave the rest of the world at? Because without names, I understand that calling names, wars, stuff like that can cause major problems. But without, let me put the World War II, there would be more wars that would cause more deaths than World War II ever did. So the cause of World War II actually saved more than 6 million lives than Adolf Hitler did to the Jews. So technically that war actually saved European politics.
Okay, Yoftahe.
Yeah, we'll take over.
ነግሬሃለሁ. We will talk
He's
about it.
taking over. It's gonna take over. I'm like, this guy has a bright future.
I know.
Like, and I'm speechless.
Another,
I know. ለዚህ ብዬ ነው መሽቶበታል ትምህርት ቤትና he has to sleep.
Yeah, he can come back some other time.
We already okay. I know.
Thank you.
ተባረኩ. Thank you. በጣም ነው የማመሰግነው ስላስገባኝ።
Entertain ያደረገን እሱም he kept us
I know.
Thank you.
We needed
Thank you,
commercial.
young man. Come back some other time. Thank you so much.
Me too. Bye, Zoo.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. I'm scared.
ዮፍቲ አውርደን በቃ
ጽጌረዳ አውርጃት ወደ ታች። Thank you. እናወራለን። I like that. ሰላም ኤልሲዬ፣ እንኳን ደህና መጣሽ። Welcome.
Salam. Come stai? Buona arrivata nella nostra famiglia.
Grazie.
Sono io che ho chiesto la canzone italiana per favore. Io sono da Milano, abitavo a Milano.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I asked her to sing in Italian. Thank you.
What is your name?
Elsa
Elsa. And where do you come from?
from Houston. I'm from Eritrea, but I used to live in Italy, Milan. Io sono milanese,
Okay.
but I live now here.
Okay, so sing Quando di Pino Daniele.
Qual canzone?
Quando? Quando? Di Pino Daniele.
Quando sono venuta qua?
Quando di Pino Daniele. By Pino Daniele.
Il canzone? Sì,
Okay.
certo. La mia canzone, my favorite song is, come si chiama? No Later. I love that one. But I don't want you to sing if you don't want. I love that one. Thank you so much.
Thanks to you.
Grazie.
Dimmi quando, dove sono i tuoi occhi e la tua bocca? Forse in Africa, che importa? Tu dimmi quando, dove sono le tue mani ed il tuo naso verso un giorno disperato ed io ho sete ancora. Tu dimmi quando, non guardarmi adesso amore, sono stanco, perché penso al futuro. Tu dimmi quando, siamo angeli che cercano un sorriso, non nascondere il tuo viso, perché ho sete ancora, e vivrò, sì, vivrò tutto il giorno per vederti andar via. Tra i ricordi e questa strana pazzia che è il paradiso, che forse esiste, chi vuole un figlio non insiste. Thank you. This was Quando by Pino Daniele, a very famous Italian songwriter that also collaborated a lot with American musicians like Chick Corea, the pianist. So, yeah.
What was it about?
The title is Quando and it says when. So it's a love song and it says, please tell me when we'll meet again. Where are you? Where are your eyes? Maybe in Africa, who knows? And the refrain goes, and I know I'll live my whole days. I'll spend my whole days just waiting for you. And between memories and a little bit of craziness, of this strange craziness that I feel, and maybe paradise exists.
Wow.
Grazie, bravissima, sono contenta di vederti.
Grazie a te.
Prego.
Seguimi su Instagram così poi ti riseguo.
Ti lascio il mio numero, ok?
Okay.
Grazie.
Thank you.
That's good.
Yeah.
So ማርታ ደርቤ ትባላለች። የ24 ዓመት ልጅ ባትና እናቷ ከኢትዮጵያ ጣሊያን ግን እየኖሩ ስለሆነ ጣሊያንኛም በእንግሊዘኛም ፖርቹጊዝም ፈረንሳይኛም ትችላለች። ዘፋኝና ጸሐፊ ነች። የሷን ታሪኮች ዛሬ ያደገችበትን ስለ ዘፈኖቿ ስለ ጽሁፎቿ እየተወያየን ነው ያለነውና እንኳን ደህና መጣችሁ። እዚህ ያላችሁ በሙሉ ታፕታፕ በማድረግ ሼር በማድረግ ታሪኳንም በደንብ እንድታዳምጡ ጋብዘናችኋል ማለት ነውና ሰላም ብለናል። ማርታ ደርቤ የሚለው አካውንቷ ከላይ ስላለ እሱን ፎሎ እንድታደርጓት በዚሁም ደግሞ እንጠይቃችኋለን ማለት ነው። So Marty, so you have your first album out.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what's next?
So I am working on my next album with the producer called Sun Chung. His record label is called Red Hook, and he is a very great person. I've only got to know him in the last year and a half, but no, in the last year. So it's just 1 year that we're working together. But he is the first real producer with which I'm working with. And even though it's just 1 year that I'm working with him, it's very inspiring because he is someone that has a great vision of what things can be. And he's collaborated with so many good musicians that I really look up to, like Bill Frisell, Jason Moran, and a lot of others. And so to get to work with a person such as him is an immense privilege for me. And I'm working on releasing this album with him that includes only original songs. And so me and Simone are writing new songs, and we're kind of finished, but we have to, it's not going to be a duo album, but it's going to include other musicians too. So now it's the part where we're deciding which songs will be in the album and which will not be in the albums, so that we can start rehearsing with other musicians and picking the musicians, that we really like for this next album. And so yeah, it's gonna include original songs. And another thing I'm working on is this this project with this pianist, Rand Blake. I came here in Boston to study with him and rehearse, and hopefully we will get to record some things and release them, or just work on a repertoire, because his immense talent and immense greatness is just so inspiring that just singing next to him, with him playing the piano, is something that is beyond my imagination. Like, if I think back just a couple of years ago, I could have never imagined that I'll be here and just getting to know him, being at his house the whole day, spending my days there. It's just a gift as itself. So I'm really happy, and these are big things I'm working on. I'm really grateful, because a lot of people my age don't get to experience this. To find a producer this young, I'm really grateful, and he's one of a kind, so I'm really grateful. Yeah.
Right. You have also so much talent, so I was so happy that you're able to experience, and I'm praying that you're going to be able to record some, hopefully on Monday and Tuesday next week then. That's good. So Adisiye, እንኳን ደህና መጣሽ. Welcome. It's good to have you here. So she's Anna's mom, and she's another mom who has inspired and supported her daughter to be able to be this amazing young woman. So take it over. What question you have for Marty, and comment, I guess.
Well, this also marks my first live on TikTok. I've never been on live.
Definitely.
It's mine.
So there you go. Marty, I am such at an awe with your journey so far, and I just cannot wait what the future holds for you. Already I follow you everywhere, on Spotify or everywhere.
Thank you so much.
I'm just at an awe. I'm just amazed.
And
I'm proud of Mickey. Mickey grew up with me also since probably, I don't know, kindergarten?
Wow.
So, Mickey, you have raised such a beautiful soul, and I can see her, I can see you in her and the way that you grew up. So proud of both of you guys, and I just cannot wait.
Thank you so much. I'll tell him this. Yeah, because now in Italy is
3 a.m.
It's
or
3
4
a.m.
a.m.
to 4 a.m. So he's not. No, it's almost 6 a.m. Everybody's still asleep. So I'll pass this message to him.
He'll see on YouTube too. So
Yeah.
I see so much of your dad in you. So it definitely brings back those childhood and everything else. So
I'm really happy and grateful. Thank you.
Adisiye, any question for Marty?
Wow. I mean, just no questions, just a wow, really. Love your poems and how deep they are, and love I can see an old soul in you. You're a deep thinker.
This past years, people have been telling me this. Now I get why I don't have many friends.
Oh.
No,
You know what? It's not the numbers, right?
Yeah.
It's not the number of friends you have. It's the quality of friends you have and how far they pull you. And obviously, you are making the right relationships and you're maintaining them. So I know you'll go places.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So maybe you are here. I'm going to put you on the spotlight, Hadis. Advice for parents, because you have done it for your daughter, so that I know I have asked you this question before when we did the last time this show. What advice do you have for parents to let our kids fly and go with their dreams and what talent that they may have? How should we support our kids?
So me too earlier was a parent for Easy, and I was listening to her and thinking back, and really she got it right. She is allowing him to be who he is. I can see in his voice, and I can see his courage, and I can see his grit and his spite already. And someone said it earlier, you know, you can basically see that he will get places someday. I wish that I was as supportive to Hannah as Mitu is today at his age. I didn't realize that Hannah wanted to do this for life and for her career. So we pushed her towards the academics quite a bit, you know, math, science, and everything. And she gave it all to us. She, you know, made sure that we stayed happy, and yet she fought her way towards what she really dreamt about. I'm very proud of Hannah, and I wish that I had the talent to support her more, but not when we realized probably about 10th grade or 11th grade when she was, that this was going to be a career for her and that she couldn't live without music. Then we got on board. And we started supporting her. Up until that time, very honest with you, we supported her to go and get her lessons, her dance lessons and everything. But we never really understood that this was going to be a lifelong commitment. Mm-hmm. So my advice is really, really watch your kid. We could have, looking back, we could have recognized Hannah was going to become a singer when she was bopping to music at 6 months. I have videos of it, which I'll release one day when she gets on the red carpet. She would bop, and her eyes would light up. We knew that, but we didn't have the knowledge as Ethiopian parents to encourage the arts, so to speak. And we could have done much better for her, but she fought her way out and she's doing it. And I'm very, very proud of her. And I can't wait to see where she goes too.
Yes. Yeah, amazing. Definitely a great lesson for all of us. We have been there with everything you described. All of us go through it. And that's why we're doing this program, so that the mistake that we did, other parents don't do it, and then become more supportive and understand our kids from a young age. But both of you did amazing. And yeah, I don't know, whenever you want to say something, you want to add something, just put your mute off and then you can speak up. But this is definitely an inspiration. And DCA, I'm so proud of you, how you support your daughter. And we're also so proud of Hannah, and we can't wait where she's going to go. Yes. And now that we have Marty too, hopefully the two of them collaborate and come up with something too.
I have already some ideas, so I'll share them with her now that I have her number and everything, so that when I come back in July or August, you know.
July.
Oh, July, because yeah. When I come back, we can hopefully arrange some rehearsals, and I have some musicians here in New York that can join us and help us out. So, yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Looking forward to
that does sound awesome. I'm excited. And to chime in, responding to what my mom just said, I think both of my parents, they supported me in the way they knew how, and I'm very thankful for how I was raised, because it forced me to really think about what I want to do. And I was always told growing up, like, you can do whatever you want if you put your mind to it, if you work hard. So having that voice in my head, like thinking, you know, you could do anything. What do you want to do? That is, I think, what is going to help me be successful in this career is knowing that I chose this career, but I could have done anything else. So I wasn't forced to like music. I wasn't forced to like the arts. I chose this. So, and it's not an easy career. I will say that. It's definitely
challenging. Yeah.
It's challenging, and you have to be very tenacious to survive.
Love that, honey. We can't wait to do your interview. You know how much I've been looking for it. So happy to hear your voice in this, and hopefully this will give you a little bit of a hint, and then talk and then do that. Now, Marty's her first interview, so now she's doing well. She was nervous at first, and now she's like, I am here.
This is a good practice for her, actually. You know, once you're ready out there. I have one question for Marty, and then the same thing for Hanni too. So I know, like, you know, being musician is not like easy thing, but when it comes to vocal thing and stuff like that, I don't know if you have a vocalist that train you about your vocal. But my main question is, how do you take care of your voice, your vocal in general? Because, you know, it's a lot around it. You depend on that. So it's just a general question for both of you guys. How do you guys take care of that part?
So for me, first thing is what I eat. You know, since digestion and acid reflux can change your voice and make it harder for you to sing well and reach high notes. I tend to be very selective on what I eat, and just, you know, I am getting to know myself more and more, and I know what kind of cheating on food I can do and what kind of things I can't really have. For example, I can't have spicy food too much, otherwise I'm not really well with my stomach. So first thing is what I eat. Then I don't shout, you know. For example, I don't stress my voice when there are situations, you know, where I can, you know, even shout. It depends. Like when I go to pop concerts, it happens that, you know, you shout a lot and then you lose a voice for 2 or 3 days. But if you have a concert the next day, you can't afford that. So I tend to be very protective over my voice. And during winter time, I have a lot of ginger, and so that I don't get flu or whatever, because I really hate my voice when I have flu. It's, you know, I don't like it. And what else? I would say probably this. And then once a year, I have my visit at the, I don't know how you call it in English, I don't know, but the doctor that visits your throat and your ears and your...
Neck up? I don't know. There's a name to that, I think, from neck up doctors or something like that.
I don't know, but, you know, the doctor that looks at...
ENT.
So, yeah.
Because I hear sometimes, you know, concerts gets canceled because of, like, you know, their voice got, like, as you said. So it's really like, you know, the stakes are very high. So you really, really have to take care of. So thank you for answering my question. Thank you so much.
Ania, you want to chime in on that?
Yeah. Everything that Marta said, same. Definitely no shouting. And no spicy foods. Nothing too acidic either. Like I can't have like black coffee because that will cause acid. Always properly warming up before I practice, before I perform. So yeah. What else? Oh, just staying healthy in general, because your body is your instrument. So staying away from places where you might get sick, like,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
areas as much as possible, and then yeah, taking your vitamins so you don't get sick. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Thank you, ladies, for answering my question. Thank you so much.
Thank you, honey.
Yeah.
If you feel like giving us a little taste of your voice, let me know.
I wish I
Not
could, but
giving up, Yoftahe.
it's a bit late,
Yeah.
and I don't want to wake up the family.
Okay. Next time then, so we'll talk more. But definitely I want people to experience our amazing voice that you have too. So this is good. So we are really coming in and wrapping up our program. And so any question that I ask you, I know where can we find you for people who want to know
Yes.
where they can find you. And then any question that I didn't is there any song that you want to sing before closing?
No, I think
Because
we're all good, and hopefully I'll get to see you live in Europe or in the US. Let's see. And this is my profile on Instagram. So it's marta.deribe. So it's marta.diribe. Yeah, my artistic name is going to change for my second album because my producer said, "Who knows? Yeah, who is going to pronounce properly your surname?" And that's when I thought to myself, "Yeah, you're right." So I'm going to change my name. It's going to probably just be Martha because there aren't singers yet that have only Martha as a name. So that's probably going to be it. But this is my profile on Instagram. So it's marta.deribe. And then my TikTok page is this one. I'll just put a heart and say this is Martha. And hopefully next time I'll join you on from Italy on live on TikTok with my face showing there, and I'll write my Instagram profile. And on Spotify, my album is called Sacred Times, and on YouTube the same, on Apple Music, on every releasing platform, that is the name of the album, and hopefully you get to listen to it. And please reach out to me if you have any suggestions, if you have any comments on the album, on any comments on whatever that you listen. I really look forward to hear and share just opinions. Even if you're not musicians, I really like it if we could get to know each other. And yeah, so thank you for hosting. And
you're welcome.
really happy.
Maybe Yoftahe, we should bring her one day to IG Live, me and you, from my page. So she'll get another platform to introduce her music.
That would be lovely. I would love
Yeah,
that.
because that you can access from your account, so you can bring your own audience. Yoftahe can join from his own account. I will join from my own account. So we'll bring a lot of people together. Just make a date one Sunday. Yoftahe, we can skip one Sunday on TikTok and we can do hers on IG one Sunday.
Okay, great. I love
That
it.
is a promise from me, okay?
I would love that.
All right, thank you.
this is the kind of support that you get.
Yes, a lot.
So it's been an honor to have you here.
An honor for me. I'm really happy.
Definitely seeing your growth and turning into this amazing woman, and so much talent in you. And thank you for making time and gracing us with your voice.
Thanks.
Beautiful voice. So we really enjoyed this time.
Me too. A lot. Thank you
So
so much.
thank you everyone for coming. So we all gonna give you, I always do, what to say to Marta, everyone that's on stage. Rose, I'm gonna start with you. Adis, Sahaye, Egsa, and Hani. Any message ending what we call it Mazgia Karoch, and then to directly say a few words to Marty. And then we'll be ending our program tonight. For all of you who have been joining us, tap and sharing, we really appreciate you. ዛሬ አብራችሁን የቆያችሁት በሙሉ ታፕታፕ እያደረጋችሁ ሼር እያደረጋችሁ አብራችሁን ስለቆያችሁ በጣም እናመሰግናለን። ለየት ብለን በእንግሊዝኛ ነው እንግዲህ የዛሬውን ፕሮግራም ያደረግነው። ይገባኛል በአማርኛ ነው ሁሉ ጊዜ የምናደርገውና የዛሬውን ግን ማርቲ አማርኛ ብትሰማም ስታወራ በሰዓቱ የሚቀላት እንግሊዝኛ ስለሆነ እሱ ብለን ነው። እሱ ብቻ ሳይሆን ደግሞ ያሏት ጓደኞቿ ኦዲየንሶቿም ደግሞ ሙሉውን ማዳመጥ እንዲችሉ ለሱ ብለን ነው በእንግሊዝኛ ያደረግነውና አብራችሁ ስለቆያችሁ በጣም እናመሰግናችኋለን። እሁድ ቀን ከትግስት ዋልተ ንግስት ጋር ስለ ትራውማ በየወሩ የምናደርገው ፕሮግራም አለ። ስለዚህ ፍላየሩን ዛሬ ፖስት እናደርገዋለን። አብራችሁ ደግሞ እሁድ ቀን 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. Eastern Time ነው የምንጀምረው። አብራችሁን በመቆየት ጥያቄ የምትጠይቁበት ስለ ትራውማችንን ሂል ካላደረግን ያለንበት ምንበት ብቻ ሳይሆን ወደፊትም ወደ ልጆቻችንም የምናስተላልፈው ጄነሬሽናል ትራውማ ስለሚኖር በምን አይነት መንገድ ያንን ማቆም እንችላለን ብለን የምንወያይበት መንገድ ይሆናል ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ ዮፍታሄ ሾው የሚለውን ፎሎ በማድረግ ይሄ ዛሬ ደግሞ ድንገት ካመለጣችሁ ዩቲዩብ ላይ የዮፍታሄ ሾው ብላችሁ ሰብስክራይብ በማድረግ እንጭነዋለን። ስለዚህ ሞር ዩቲዩብ ላይ ደግሞ ታገኙታላችሁ። For those who following us and then if you missed some of it, you're going to end up posting it on the Yoftahe Show YouTube. So if you search me anywhere on the Yoftahe Show, Instagram platform or YouTube, Facebook, the same thing, the Yoftahe Show. And appreciate all of you for being here. And then it's been an honor having Marty not only in my home, but also on the Yoftahe Show Instagram, TikTok, to learn about her growth and to where she is. So, a blessing. Rosier, Adis, Sahaye, Elsa, and then Hani will go through that process. Okay, so Rosier cannot talk. Adisiye, Lanchintana, Mazgiakal, what do you want to say about today and about Marty, I guess?
Mm-hmm. Marty, thank you for blessing us with what's in your soul. And the lesson about staying true to yourself and allowing yourself to be within those that can teach you something and talk about all of those valuable lessons. I appreciate you and I want to see you succeed. And I can't wait to see you succeed.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Adisi. Good to have you here.
Yoftahe, of course, always, Anthony, I don't even know but I'm always at an awe with everything that you do for the entire community across the world. በዚህ በኩል ችግር ሶልቭ ታደርጋለህ፣ በዚህ በኩል ኢንስፓየር ታደርጋለህ፣ በሌላ በኩል ከኋላ ትሰራለህ። ብዙ ነገሮች አሉ የማውቀውና I always admire and appreciate you, and I'm glad that you are you.
I appreciate you. And this year, you know how much I learned from you. I know you don't come up front because you let it, and you do so much for the community, for all of us. And you inspire me, and I learned so much from you. It's a blessing to call you a sister. Yeah? Thank you for being here. Hi.
Okay, again, Yoftahe, thank you so much again for what you do. እንዳለችውን እንዴት ጊዜ እያገኘን ሁሉ ነገር እንደምታደርግ አላውቅም፣ ግን I really appreciate you. Marty, ደግሞ keep on doing what you're doing. I see your future right on my face. And I just followed you on IG. I sent you a message. And we'll support you. We'll support you. You just say what you need from us. We're there to support you. Same thing with Hani too, okay?
Thank you so much.
You guys are our future. We have a lot of hope from you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Yoftahe, again. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Sahaye. So we do a program every week with Sahaye too. So she's an amazing woman with a beautiful heart. So thank you, Sahaye, for being here and always supporting and bringing your amazing voice and amazing support.
Thank you, Yoftahe, ለሁሉም የምታደርገው ሁሉ ጊዜ። ማርቲ ደግሞ በጣም ቆንጆ ድምጽ ነው ያለሽ። ድምጹ ራሱ ሙዚቃ ነው ያንቺ ድምጽ። ያለ ሙዚቃ ባቴሙት ገርሞኝ ነበር በማህሉ። ልክ የሙዚቃ ድምጽ ነው እና በጣም እናመሰግናለን። እግዚአብሔር ካንቺ ጋር ይሁን። ሁሉም እድገትሽን እንመኛለን። ልጄን ነው የምትመስዪው። ልጄ ለአክስቷ ነው የምትመስለው የባለቤቴ እህት፣ ግን ልክ ልጆቿ የራሷም ገርሞኝ ነው ሳይሽ ቆይ ስክሪንሾት አድርጌያለሁ። Thank you so much, Baba. God bless you.
ኤልሲን አንድ ነገር ልበላት ይፍታይ I'm
Yes.
sorry ኤልሲን ራስሽ you're a beautiful human being soul man like በጣም ጥሩ ሰው ነሽ God
Thank you.
bless you በእውነት
Thank
yeah
you. Thank
seriously
you. ሁላችሁም thank you.
you're always
አመሰግናለሁ.
passive and try to be supportive you're
Thank
like
you.
you know everywhere with us ምናምንና በጣም I really appreciate you
Thank you.
ኤልሲ
Thank you. Thank you ለሁላችሁም አመሰግናለሁ.
Yeah, definitely XCA. You do so much for the community. Mastermar satsestichi ነው ሁሉ ነገር የምትሰጪውና you always impress me. ሁሉም ጋር ሄደሽ support አድርገሽ encourage አድርገሽ ነው የምትሄጂውና thank you for everything that you do. It's good to have you here. ብዙ collaborate የምናደርጋቸው ነገሮች አሉ. I really appreciate having you here. እና እግዚአብሔር ይባርክሽ. Thank you. Haniye, it's an honor to have you here. So beautiful to hear your voice. Ndalkush hulle. I can't wait to have you also take the spot and then listen so people can hear not only your voice but be inspired about your journey. Lalilochum demo voice lamitoni. So I cannot wait to have you live and not only here on TikTok, but I cannot wait to see you. I have seen your growth from childhood and then now your performance. And then I know you have come to the Yoftahe Show on New Year and performed on that one too. So I cannot wait again to have you. So any word for Marty and any last word that you want to say?
Yes, thank you so much. And thank you both for coming on live today and sharing this with us. It was very nice to get to know you, Marta. And a lot of the things you were saying, I really resonate with. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun collaborating. I can't wait. And I will be listening to that album on Spotify. And I got a little taste the other day on YouTube, but I will listen to the whole album, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Let me know what you think.
I like that. We're dreaming about the two of you collaborating.
Yes,
it's gonna happen finally.
And not only that, Yoftahe, you know, since there are so few of them out there that are in the arts and they're upcoming artists. The fact that you had them meet, that you let them introduce each other to, you know, to each other, is creating a network of strength. Everything has to do with network, right? And these guys don't have anybody within our community that they can really look up to. They have to rely on each other to be each other's ladder, each other's elevator up button. And so this opportunity that you created to have these two meet so that they could collaborate, so that they could grow together and show each other's secrets and ways in a world that gatekeeps is just wonderful. Right there it's a big win, in my opinion.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And then it's going to be a reunion.
There you go.
የጀርባ መግባት ፈልጓል መሰለኝ ኧረ እያለ ነው ታች ሆኖ ከእንቅልፉ ነቅቷል መሰለኝ አሁን በደንብ
እሱ እንግሊዝኛ ትናገሩ ነው የሚለው ግን እኔ እወጣለሁ።
ኤልሲ
ማነው የሚለው
የጀርባ ኧረ እያለ ነው ታች
እየተቃለም ስለሆነ I think እኔ እኮ
እኔን ዝጊኝ እኔን አጥፊኝና
እየዘጋን ነው። ቴንክ ዩ ሁላችሁም እዚህ ለመጣችሁ ለነበራችሁ በሙሉ። አሁን አዲስ ባለችው ላይ እነዚህ ልጆቻችን ለየት ያለ ነገር ይዘው በሚቀርቡበት ሰዓት ላይ የኛ ህብረተሰብ የማናውቀውን እኔ በማላውቀው ልጆቼን ወደ ኋላ እንዳልጎትት ሞር ሰፖርት ማድረግ የምንችልበትን መንገድ ነው። አሁን ሃኒና ማርቲ በዚህ መንገድ ተገናኝተው አንድ ላይ ኮላቦሬት ቢያደርጉ በብዙ መንገድ እኛንም ይቀይሩናል፣ እነሱም ያድጉበታል። ቅድም ደግሞ እንዳየነው እንደ ኢዚ አይነት ልጆች ደግሞ ኢንስፓየርድ ሆነው መሄድ የሚችሉበት መንገድ ነውና ፖዚቲቭ በሆነ መንገድ ብንጠብቅ አንዳንዴ የምንናገራቸው ንግግሮች ልጆቻችንን ወደ ኋላ ሊጎትታቸው ይችላል እና በተቻለን መጠን እነዚህ ልጆች የማያውቁት ካልቸር አለ በእኛ በኩል በመናልፍበት በብዙ ነገሮችን እነሱን ወደ ኋላ እንዳንጎትታቸው የምንናገረው ቃል የምንወጣው ሰፖርት የምናደርጋቸው ነገር በጣም ተጠንቅቀን ነው መናገር ያለብንና እኛ በግድ በችግር ውስጥ ካለፍን እነሱም ደግሞ ወዛውስ ማረፍ የለባቸው አዲስ ነገር ደግሞ ይዘው ሲመጡ ከዚህም ዓለምም ከኢትዮጵያም ዓለምም ያለውን በደንብ አብሮ ማደግ የሚችሉበት ነው ዴቭ ክላንተ ልስጥህና ከዛ እንዘጋዋለን እንኳን ደህና መጣህ ወንድማችን ያሉ ልስጥህ
በእውነት ዮፍታይ አሁን እኔ እዚህ የገባሁት ኢህአዲግ ራሱ ወደ ስልጣን ለመግባት እንደዚህ አልጣረም በመከራ ነው የገባሁት እውነት ነው የምነግርህ እና በጣም ኔትወርክ ያስቸግሮኛል ሰሞኑን ሰላም ብያለሁ እዚህ ያላችሁትንም በሙሉ እንዴት ናችሁ ዮፍታይ የዛሬው ፕሮግራም እኔ በጀርባ በኩል ቢቢሲ የገባው ነው መሰለኝ ባቋራጭ እንደ ቢቢሲ መግባት ይቻላል እንዴ ዌልካም ብያለሁኝ እንኳን ደህና መጣሽ ነው አማርኛ ዮፍታይ አስተርጉም እንጂ
ትሰማለች እኮ አማርኛ ኦኬ አንተ በአማርኛ አውራት ያ
እኔ እንግሊዘኛ አልሰማማ
እኔ አስተረጉምልሃለሁ ሰላም በላትና ያው ስላለ እንዳይመሽባቸው ነው እንኳን ደህና መጣሁ እንደማ
እሺ እኔን አስተዋውቃት በቃ ዮፍታይ ራስ አስተዋውቃት እኔ
በጣም ጎበዝ ሆነ ጸሐፊ ነው በጣም ነው ብዙ ነገሮችን የሚሰራ ግጥሞቹ በጣም ጎበዝ ልጅ ነውና ስፔሻሊ ሲያነብና ደግሞ ፕሮዲዩስ ያደርግ ከቲያትር ዓለሙ ከአርቱም ላይ በጣም ጎበዝ የሆነ ልጅ ነው እና ሳይሻለው የሱን ስራዎችን እሺ ቴንክ ዩ
አፕሪሺየት ላደርጋት ነው የገባሁት ዮፍታይ አፕሪሺየት ላደርጋት ነው የገባሁት እንደዚህ ደግሞ ማለት ነው ውጪ የሚኖሩ ከኛ ጋራ አብረው መስራት የሚችሉበትን መንገድ ማውራት የምንችልበትን መንገድ እንደዚህ ሲፈጠር የሆነ በቃ እንትን የሆነ ዳይናሚክ የሆነ ነገር ይፈጠራል ገባ
አብሮ ማደግና መማር ነው የኛንም ካልቸር እኛም እናስተምራቸዋለን እነሱ ደግሞ የሚያመጡትን እንደ ሩቲ ማርቲና እንደ ሃና አይነት ደግሞ ልጆች ሲመጡ እንደማደስ እንዳለችው አብሮ ማደግ የሚችሉበትን እኛም ደግሞ በእነሱ ደግሞ ኮላቦሬት ሲያደርጉ ሌላውንም ህብረተሰብ እንደሚቱ ገብታ ልጇን ይዙን እንዳደረገችው we will be supportive and I've been blessed I was so happy with everything else even though I got private lessons and everything else that I've been waiting we wanted to bring this to the whole world and see it so follow Marty on Instagram TikTok Spotify YouTube all of it ገና ብዙ ምትሰራው አለ the first album ያወጣችው Sacred Times ይባላል so for all of those who've been following her and supporting her we really appreciate you and it's been a blessing and an honor Sunday ከትግስት ዋልተንግስ ጋር ይዘን የምንቀርበው mental health ላይ የትሮማ ፕሮግራም ይዘን እንመጣለን and then እዚሁ ስለፊት እንግዲህ ሃና ያለች እሷን ደግሞ next time hopefully we're going to be able to have her and come and join us ያንዳንዳችሁ እዚህ ስለነበራችሁ እግዚአብሔር ይባርካችሁ ሀገራችንን ሰላም ያርግልን ሰላም እንሁን ፍቅር እንሁን አብረን እንስራ እንረዳዳ ቲክቶክ ለመጥፎም ለጥሩም አይደለም እኛን ጥሩም መጥፎም እንሆነው ቲክቶክ ፕላትፎርም ብቻ ነው ስለዚህ ጥሩ ነገር ይዘን ከመጣን ጥሩ ነገር ሆኖ መቅረብ ይችላል ያንዳንዳችን ማቅረብ የምንችለው ማንነታችንን ነው እንጂ ሌላው ምን ያደርጋል አይደለም ከዮፍታሄ ምን ይተበቃል ብዬ እኔ ራሴ ላይ ከሰራው እንደዚህ ልጆችም ሲመጡ ኢንስፓየር የምናደርግበት መንገዱን የምንሰጥበት መንገድ ከኛ ስለሆነ ብዙ ነገሮችን የሚያዩት እኛ ደግሞ ቀድመን ራሳችንን አስተካክለን ከቀረብን ልጆቹም ኮርተው በሰዓቱ የሚወጡበት መንገድ ነው ልጆቻችንን እንርዳ ልጆቻችንን ሰፖርት እናርግ ለሁሉም ነገር እንግዲህ ሰላም ይሁንልን የሚቀጥለው ፕሮግራም እሁድ እስከምንገናኝ ድረስ ደህና ክረሙልኝ በአማርኛ ደህና ደሩ ያቸው
ደህና ደሩ thank you
so much nice to meet you Martha thank you Yoftahe so Sunday it's a different እንትን Yoftahe
እሱን ነግርሻለሁ ትልሻለሁ
okay hit me up okay ደውልልኝ ነገር good night everyone thank you
እሺ ደህና ደሩ thank you bye bye
ciao